All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the brand new show here on GDQ Hotfix labeled Random Number Generator. I'm going to be your host, Skybilz, and every week we're going to be having this, every other week I should say, on Tuesdays. We are going to be having randomizers and their various communities just come in, have a very chill race, talk about the games proper, and talk about the different community aspects, and also this will cover just the different kind of relationships people have with one another. So we're not just covering the games, we're covering the communities as well. So real quick, here's some notes about GDQ. GDQ Hotfix is brought to you by viewers like you. Subs from the GDQ channel benefit all of the production for the GDQ Hotfix. And remember that if you have Amazon Prime, you can use that to sub to the channel as well. Also, October has started, so we are currently in Disability Awareness Month, !Disability Month for more details. So from now until the end of the month, submissions are still open for Disability Awareness Month. The games list for AGDQ will be out October 6th. I'm very excited for that. Can't wait to see who will be playing at AGDQ. The first wave of AGDQ registration will be on October 7th. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more information about that. And then tomorrow we will also be having a show for Ace Combat 6 at 7 p.m. Eastern. And now, without further ado, we're going to be beginning this double header for the first pilot episode of Random Number Generation with Zelda 1 Randomizer. And with Zelda 1 Randomizer, we have Amazing Toaster and Sea Falcon playing with Seawolf on commentary. And again, we are going to be talking a little bit about Disability Awareness Month and what that means. So take it away, y'all. And again, good luck. Have fun.
Someone's counting us in?
Yeah.
We're already there.
Yes, we're here.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Alrighty. I am Seawolf1. I'll be doing tracking in the background here. Let's get that stuff up. Your racers today are Sea Falcon and Amazing Toaster.
Hi.
Sup?
Alrighty. Our flag settings you see there is called Consternation. It's a setting in the randomizer preset. We've added a little randomized choice as well for up to 2 starting items. It could be just about anything in the game. Could be in your back pocket when the race starts. And now let's see, we have our same codes, we have our fancy names and different colored tunics for fun. And anything oddball before we get started up?
I do not believe so. So if you all want to take away, go ahead. And remember too, Sea Falcon is here in particular to explain his story of how video games have helped him out with his disability. So a little bit about that story as well to start. But I'm going to count you down if you're all ready. Is everybody ready to go?
Do it.
Yep.
All right. We'll be going in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck.
Desert start.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so basically center of the world, more or less. The starting point here, easy starts, question mark. So you basically can't be on like Vanilla 6, Vanilla 2, where there's a long staircase trap.
Oh, wait, we have a weapon.
That's right. Your random items today are the wand. And what else have you seen already? The wand and the power bracelet.
Power bracelet.
Alright, so you have white sword combat ability with the wand, except against Wizrobes. And the power bracelet has access to those 4 push block spots in the overworld.
Oh.
And despite our weapons, we have run into a Goma who only cares about bows and arrows. So wand is nice. Can't stop that thing. It's a very fast level 1 there, found early on. But unfortunately, can't explore too far into it.
I'm going to open that hole back up. I want that key back.
Alright folks, while we're here, I guess really on the race, we were waiting for a sword hunt to find some of the details, but so it's still a randomizer. You have the game there, there are various settings for it. How much you start with the game, strength of enemies, HP and such, your own stats, items to start with, and how shuffled the overworld is. Also, you do second quest, first quest, mix the enemies up, overworld, underworld, with a few exceptions. And generally tailor the game to really randomize it or just make it streamlined. It's your choice how to play it. And you see the random palettes. You're getting different colors in the dungeon as well. And also a constellation feature is the hints. If you're told a truthful hint, a hint about an item or location, it will be true. But half the time, those hints will instead just be community jokes.
Goma didn't like me.
Yeah, it's been a few of those fellas. They'll be around waiting for the bow and arrow to maybe explore a little further into the game.
Oh,
Okay.
failed to see the bunny over there. He scrolled on me.
Oh yeah. So the Pulse Voices, the rabbits per se, and Blue Wizrobes can scroll off screen and sometimes cross over, so they can actually ambush you from across the.
Ooh, that's nice.
Good secret. Chat mentioning as well other randomizers. Yes, there are randomizers for the Oracle of Ages and Seasons on the Game Boys. Ocarina of Time for sure. Majora's Mask. Still in development fully. Wind Waker. And Zelda 2 especially is also a randomizer. All kinds of stuff there. So Zelda has had a pretty heavy standard sitting in the randomizer community. There's been lots of work on different games in the series.
Try that again.
Zelda 1 was one of the earliest the randomizers got put out. It's been around for nearly 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Beta was pretty long term, and then I had a lot of revisions, quite a few tournaments, and usually after a tournament there's a pretty big update to new ideas that try out, and figure this to be smart or this to be dangerous. Let's try it and see what happens.
Yeah, so this flag set kind of evolved out of there's that. We'll leave that there for now. Out of a tournament flag set from the 2017-18 tournament, and as beta cycles happen, we started building some of those flags into that flag set, and so it kind of mutated into what we call Consternation. Like Fred chose that name for us.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we actually hinted at that or just said it one time I stuck on, but definitely that was given to us. And now there's so many. There used to be buttons on the randomizer screen to choose your options. Now it's actually just a drop-down menu of so many options and choices, including like past race settings and flags. So you can redo or relive like the tournament 2 years ago and have those flags for a certain round, and otherwise go back into it. We see both of racers taking time to, depending on the dungeons, to either explore thoroughly based on your enemy set and your options, or to take things and go. There's an element of gambling to the Zelda randomizer. There's some items required to beat the game, some items that are almost always required to beat the game, and then things you can usually skip out. And yes, as the chat mentioned, the big list of video game randomizers. There's a whole bunch out there. Like, we're just covering these things here. There are ones I don't even know about yet. Like, every day it changes.
I play a few.
Yeah, Toaster is known for having the problem of being in many tournaments at once, not losing, and being forced to figure out what playoff am I playing today, because I only have one day to play these 5 different games.
I managed to get myself out of that by getting dropped out of 2 tournaments in 1 week, so I got some time off.
Do what you gotta
Nice.
do. Sea Falcon also known for we race Sea Falcon. I race him in Zelda quite often, and always wondering, I'm doing pretty good. I got my Triforces, I got my sword, and the Sea Falcon's done. I'm like, how's this? What? It's been a half hour. Like, I'm what's going on here?
I have confused many people before with how fast I can finish some of my seeds. Although sometimes it still goes horribly wrong, but...
You see the overworld there. You see a few choices there. The enemies having different HP totals. You noticed it before, some boomerangs killing enemies otherwise not possible to kill a boomerang. So HP and Consternation is shuffled up or down 2 or vanilla. So you have a chance to have super strong souls, buyers that you can't really farm for items because they will survive and always split when you hit them. Also, there's some enemies where they'll die to boomerangs. They'll have 0 health, and a boomerang contact will actually kill them. So you can sometimes get lucky with an enemy set that's like usually dangerous, that they're squishy, or have enemies that are just obnoxiously strong, like a full 14 HP blue wizrobe, and have 5 of those to deal with. So the randomizer consternation can make combat either easy or difficult.
If you've been watching tournament matches, you'll also see that, and it kind of started with this flag set. We have the hearts shuffled into the item pool, so you could have an item on the floor and an item in a staircase in a level, or you could have an item. You could have a level 1 that's got 3 hearts sitting on the floor, or strewn about it, rather.
Yeah, so it incentivizes more exploration, so makes combat more prevalent. Also, the overall items, you have the item there you see on Falcon's side there, the ladder item we call it, which is on the coastline. There are the 2 raft spots, which you need a raft for. There's the Armos item, which is underneath one of the Armos statues in Hyrule. And there's also the White Sword Cave, which can have most items in the game. And you need that between 4 and 6 hearts to pick up. Magical Sword is still Magical Sword Cave, and randomizes from having 10 to 14 hearts, if I recall. I never get it, so I don't think about it too much.
Alright. Let's turn it on over this way.
Alrighty. Both races are making progress here. Now, funny thing about doing a race is I can't tell you who finds what, where, and when, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having a race. But you see on the screen here, I am tracking the background. Later on, I can do a recap for you, see if we find what and where. Using that cave over there on Toto's side, we found a Taken cave, which has the option of a heart, a candle, or a red potion. And depending on your choices, that can lock you out of the White Sword Cave. It can give you access to early bush bone spots, and 5 more dungeons, 5 more caves.
Alright, let's go over here.
Using the screen scroll, which has been tried and true for many years now. If you're 5 pixels away, I believe, on the screen, tap the parallel direction, and then walk across. You should be able to end up on that side of the screen. That works basically for block clips as well, and the HUD clip as well has that same kind of function. So you can bypass annoying screens, no ladder required river spots. If you go to a narrow passageway and there's nothing but Lionels trying to kill you, you can just walk past them all.
Dangerous overworld.
Yeah, I saw the wizards out there. You gotta be careful. Now, the wizards are annoying because with the wand you think, oh great, I can kill those enemies, fantastic. Except wizards, and lo and behold.
Oh.
Alright, so you're seeing here on the map screen, no different spots here. The bomb holes and the burn spots are a first quest. You can do second quest, you can do a mix of both quests, or you can be totally insane and just do randomize, and they'll be on the screen. But where is it?
Oh, that's a nice thing to find.
Good things being found here and there.
Okay.
Caves there, you're seeing the enemies staring at you randomly. That's actually a potion. Once you have the script or paper, or however you want to call it, you may go there, use the item, and it'll activate them to actually tell you the price and cost of a blue potion and red potion.
Oh, time to catch up on tracking here.
I'm
It's
working
a
on it.
dense bit of the map.
Alright, let's see here. So currently going on now is a Zelda 1 tournament. I believe entering into the actual, we've been doing qualifiers the last few weeks, I dare say maybe a month. Now we're actually moving on to the actual meat of the tournament.
Yep, bracket stage has started. Bunch of us who qualified in higher positions, we got a couple weeks off. The first round they're taking a couple weeks to do due to, I think, mostly because of GDQX and TwitchCon last weekend.
Yep, flexibility is always good. You're wondering where this randomizer has been seen before? You definitely saw it at GDQ last time around at the summer GDQ. You just saw it a few weeks back in the week of randomizer on this channel. Both those races were Fred, the creator of this randomizer, and Jamie Eebler. I think Jamie's 2-0 in those races.
Oh, I was going to get that eventually.
There we go. Now we're seeing also a boss shuffle. As mentioned, you would not find that boss normally in level 3. Actually, all the bosses we've seen so far are in the wrong spots. We've not seen a on-level boss this whole race. So again, randomizer for the boss can show up in the enemy pools. It can surprise you. Say at level 9, you skip out on the recorder, and suddenly Dig Dogger's there blocking Zelda. Well,
I've gotten bit by that before. Yeah, I've gotten bit by that before.
Now you have a problem. Alrighty, let's see here. When the overworld, most of the overworld's pretty well open. Especially the starting item of Power Bracelet, that opens up 4 other spots you normally not be able to. The only thing still hidden on the overworld will be the raft spots, the far east in the middle of the map, and the one lake in the Dead Woods. Alrighty.
What?
You found new exciting things. Who found them? Only chat knows.
I have to hold up an A on my controller in order for that to trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, resetting is tricky. Resetting is actually handy. If you want to save an item or clear a room out and get a bomb drop, you want to try it again. You're deep in a dungeon, want to go back to the start. Up and A resetting is typically allowed in most races and settings. So ways to get back around to reset your dungeon, get a little health back, or sacrifice your health to get speed.
It's encouraged in Rando because otherwise you can get soft locked into rooms.
Yes, the door locks behind you, and there's a Zig Dogger in there.
I know.
You don't have the flute. Yep. You're up and A. Alright. Let's see other quirks in the randomizer. They're both in appropriate dungeons here. Levels 1, 2, and 3. There's a wall just into a room, barring a corridor staircase. A bomb will almost always open that wall. So 1, 2, and 3 are much more easily accessible without lots of keys and stuff. Unless the map is a straight line full of locked doors. So different quirks in randomizer you learn over time, with some of the logic involved. Like levels 7 and 8 are kind of shadows of each other. So a big 7 leads to a smaller 8 and vice versa. They kind of share the same map space. So something to just keep in mind if you see a huge honk on 7. Level 8, probably not anything too crazy.
There. Well, that's what I wanted out of that room.
Okay.
Yes, you're in chat asking about the linearness of the randomizer. Typically, yes. If you're on vanilla locations, if you don't randomize the map, actually, the game becomes a little less linear because it goes more linear because you have to find the items. You have to find the way to get to the raft spot for 4 and the flute spot for 7. So leaving things in vanilla locations actually makes the game more linear. So it kind of forces you have to find the raft, you have to find the recorder. So again, that's what you think about, like, if people are doing the tutorial and say, oh, vanilla map, so boring, so easy. Alright, fine. Now you have to find 2 more items. Coming up after Zelda 1 randomizer is Link to the Past randomizer. So we have older Zelda and a little less older Zelda. I want to say newer Zelda, but that came out when I was like in middle school.
So I was like 12? No, 13, something like that.
I think when Link to the Past came out, I was like -2. Or
Is that wrong, actually? Alrighty. I will bring to Toaster's screen. We have found a map, and we've seen a strange map. One of the hallmarks of the Zelda 1 randomizer. Random maps for dungeons. Just say wait to my next point about the book. The book is usually reviled by runners. The book is usually trash. It makes your wand much, much worse. You can change around the randomizer. You can make it, translate old men talking to you so you can buy things in shops. You can make it, show your maps so you walk the dungeons. And, for the bold and daring, you can make it cast your bombs instead of fire at the end of wand casting. Good for Wizrobes. Because Wizrobes, ignore wand spells. They ignore bomb shots.
Yeah, if you've played Zelda games and you haven't played this one and you're expecting Wizards to be a pushover, you're going to be highly highly disappointed because they are evil in this game, for lack of a better term.
Yep, Wizrobes do damage. Alright, so Wizrobes. The red Wizrobe, the beam attack of their red Wizrobe. Almost said it. Alright, it's a 4 damage on contact. You're so close, right? 4 damage on contact. Yeah. So the red Wizrobe has the strongest hit in the game outside of Ganon touching you. The blue Wizrobe does less damage. However, blue Wizrobes have no iframes, so you can't stab walk through them like everything else in the game. They teleport when they want to and how they want to. There's some rules in their behavior you can try and use to trick them. But if they decide to teleport diagonally and hit one little clip of block and keep going in extra space and punch you in the face for 2 more damage, don't be surprised. Lost Hills still work. If you're clever, you can do a crossover in the mountains of the top east corner and skip the whole climb up to the Lost Hills. Yes, chat mentioning about the cave, things being sold in the cave. Yes, the hints are somewhat randomized, and each one's a 50-50 shot to be useful or a community hint, at least in the concentration settings. You can make them always truthful, you can make them always lie, you can make them always clever.
We're using a hint setting called Mix, which, if a hint tells you something about a level or an item, it's always truthful. There is a setting called Deception that you can turn on where it's 50-50 whether something that old man's telling you isn't right.
Deception's funny because you have to assume it's real until you get there, and if you've already seen it before, in that location, and weed it out, you can actually get some, I would say negative hints by knowing that's not true and something important might be there.
I'm gonna pick that up now.
Alrighty. Stuff being grabbed.
I don't wanna redo that room.
Oh, that room's so fun.
There were some questions about who was in the lead in chat, so we can't fully tell y'all who is in the lead because that may cause our runners, who are also here providing awesome insight, some additional information that we don't want to distort the race. So we're trying to be vague as to what's going on. We do have little trackers in the corner, so I will tell you now, the more of those things that you can see that are colored versus not lit up, that's a good thing. So just from the deduction and indications there, you can kind of tell who is in the lead. Sometimes some people go off of how many Triforce pieces somebody has, but even then that's not a complete picture. Some items can be a bigger indication of who is in the lead than Triforce pictures. So just, again, keep that in mind when we're all watching Z1R, but we'll try to cover that the best we can.
Okay.
Alright, so exploration here. Again, early dungeons, they're both in those things there. The bomb wall access, which means that most of the time you can sneak past certain things. They also have a lot of items. Level 2 has 2 things on the ground. Level 1 has 1 staircase and 2 on the ground as well. So you get bonus coverage by getting those dungeons that they're easy to get to and to explore. You find more items faster. That term used a lot in Zelda 3 is item density, where the dungeon might not be required, but there's 5 chests in there that could be important. So the density of those items is pretty high.
Hello.
Maybe asking the most important items. So by default, the bow and silver arrows are required to beat the game. Typically, you want to find the ladder. And if you can, bait is a good safety thing in case you get blocked in dungeon. And the power brace spots and recorder open up world map spots you might miss otherwise because they're covered up by items you need them to destroy. Early in the game, a red candle is nice. The longer a seed goes, the less important it becomes usually. And occasionally things are required. With the mixed bosses, you can have deep daggers and 9, so recorder might become required, might not be.
I don't know why I'm clearing that room.
And key is always handy because locked doors are a pain in the neck.
That was incredibly dangerous.
It's a good way. Someone in the chat mentioning that they play this game, they were very young and haven't seen it in a long time, and they're like, oh wow, it's kind of crazy. And randomizers, all randomizers, reward knowledge of the game. They reward, I know how the game plays basically. So it rewards you for having the basic skill set to play the game, and then tests your, how do I adapt that knowledge? How do I use this to, I'm in a room full of, Gibdos and have this item, so I should be having this item when I see Gibdos in normal Zelda. So you have a different set of tools on you, and you're facing the same kind of problem. So you wonder how I solve this thing. Or a room that never had Wizrobes before in Zelda 1 is now full of Wizrobes. What do?
Run.
Yeah, panic usually is a good choice. But again, that's what randomizer teaches you. It rewards combat skill, rewards knowledge. Once you play the randomizer a bit and get the logic in your mind to an extent, more in Zelda 3, where they actually have logic that dictates the flow of the game. But Zelda 1 definitely has a feel for it. Like, the early dungeons are easier to find, barring enemy sets or locked doors. So there's more to be found for less access. Level 8 also has 3 items in there, but it's a much bigger dungeon than Level 1 is. Also, the random dungeons shapes help too, because rewards. The map is now important. Unless you want to bomb every wall of every dungeon.
Actually,
Also, choices that we're seeing here. Do I spend my precious keys? Or do I walk away? Does the map help me make this choice?
over.
You see on the one screen the Joy of the Rupee boss.
I really want to clear that room.
I can tell.
There's a reason for it.
Alrighty. So, looking at here. What's randomized? You choose what's randomized. It's 0. You can go as far as you want to, or roll back as far as you want to. You can have a basically vanilla game with many cheat of enemies. Map vanilla, first quest, second quest, who's in what dungeons, the palettes of dungeons, your palette, your character sprite, who you're saving. If you're a monster, you will fight Zelda at the end versus Ganon, all kinds of fun stuff like that. There are some limited, I've seen a few like full-on sprite hacks where you can actually change the game pretty well intensely. I know of the Legacy of the Wizard, I think, has one, and Kirby has one.
No? Interesting.
Also, tricks of the trade. Some enemies don't respawn if you destroy part of them. It's good to win the combat, leave the room, and come back later.
Hey, Seawolf, we have a question from the chat. They want to know what exactly gets randomized. And it's a pretty loaded question, but it's a really good one.
As mentioned before, about how far you can go, how little you can take it. You can make a basic seed. You can play a vanilla seed with vanilla map spots, vanilla dungeon locations, and mix the items up just that way and tear your hair out. You can make the whole thing overworld mixed up. You can do mirrored overworld and have the whole map backwards, which drives some people crazy. You can have the dungeons not enter from the bottom. So you have your dungeon entrance be in the middle somewhere, and that one door is the exit, and the rest of the place kind of like you play those Spy vs. Spy game where it's like the facilities have different doors and exits. You're not walking from the bottom, so it takes away that knowledge of like, well, you can't go down anymore because there's no more spaces down there. This dungeon is fully randomized, and I started in the top left corner. So you can randomize a lot of things: items, hit points. Have enemies have no hit points. Have enemies have all the hit points. Max hit points for all enemies. Ranges of hit points from +2 to +4, -2, -4. Sprite shuffle. You want to hurt yourself and just have every single sprite be randomized and have no idea what's going on. Sprite shuffle is there for you. All rooms dark dungeons. We call it a kind of a pain in the neck flag to have, but you make every dungeon room dark and be confused. You have the ladder or the candle to see what's in there. So you can make it as hard, as easy, or as random as you want to.
I want you to come back here. Fine, be that way.
So your racers both use the game's programming to their knowledge and their advantage. See one of us doing a double walk, getting a little extra space off their items. One doing a block clip and hiding from the darkness who would otherwise rampage from these rooms.
So we have another question. How is this done technically? I guess straight code writing, is there an interface? So the creator of this randomizer, F. Coughlin, I'm not sure what programs he uses to assemble the randomizer, but I'll tell you, it's been quite a process, and Fred's been doing it over the course of how many years now? 3 to 4?
It's been like
4
3.5
years.
Three and a half to 4-ish. Yeah, he's been on this for a long time. This is a very mature program.
Yeah, it's been a lot of polish to it, a lot of versions to it. So it's not been like one and done. Most randomizers over time do evolve and get more features or more streamlined.
And I do want to mention, too, that this is just the surface of the Z1R community. There are so many community members, subsets of communities, depending on what groups of flags people like to race. This is only the surface of Z1R. And we're probably going to be having Z1R on here multiple times with multiple different flags. There's so many different ways to play this game. But again, I did want to take the time to shout out F. Coughlin and everyone who throughout the years has been working on the tournaments and making this game more visible. They've been putting so much work into putting not just tournament work into this, but also taking suggestions from people watching and further developing this randomizer. It's quite the product after this many years.
Yeah, I know a few of my suggestions are in there. Some of my dumber suggestions.
Yeah, so basically, for randomizers, learning how the game works mechanically and by code. So we can set this. We can set different, numbers of Triforce required to get into level 9. Usually, you have to have 8 Triforce to walk past the first room. You can change that to be lesser. You change it to be a random item. We call it Holy Grail, where it's like you don't want the Triforce, you want the candle. You want the meat. Like the old man's looking for an item, not looking for the Triforce. That's a setting you can put on here as well. So we've done a 4-minute flag where the old man wanted arrows. I bought them in the shop next door, walked back in, found an open room Zelda, and was done in 5 minutes. Doesn't happen often, mind you, but it's possible. And we'll shout out again to our various subs coming in here, by their own or by through Prime. Again, GDQ Hotfix. These are the programs made. With the funding is provided by these subscriptions. So things like this randomizer program, things like the talk shows we have on here, the Acoustic Run Invitational, stuff like that. They're all being shown on here with the help of the support of all the subs.
Come on. Is that the first? That's the first medium secret I've seen.
That's right. Each sub for this does benefit the GDQ Hotfix and all of the programming that we do in between GDQs. So if you do like what you see, and again, this is only the pilot episode of our show, Random Number Generation, which will be featuring a variety of randomizers and their community members. If that's something that you all are interested in, consider subbing to the stream. If you have Amazon Prime, you do have a free sub that comes with that. Consider supporting us. We've been really enjoying this so far, and this is just the first game of the pilot.
Yep, Dan McGee asked in chat, have you found a new soft locks? Have we broken it somehow? We have broken this randomizer, I want to say about 13 times.
Oh yeah, I remember when we first put in the random start locations in the dungeons. We had a fun time one night. We got a seed that when you went to the bottom row and I think an item was down there, it kicks you out of the dungeon. Well, that was a bug we got fixed real quickly.
Yeah, some things happen that way. So yeah, between us, really Panda Dave. Panda Dave has done a lot of breaking in this thing. Yeah. So Panda Dave has done a lot of seed breaking in our time.
Dave's really good at breaking this thing.
So yes, we've actually found mid-tournament. We found some problems mid-tournament, and we had to do a hasty patch fix. By we, I mean Fred, because I have no knowledge of how to work this. But Fred, within a week, was like, "Okay, here's a fix." That'll never happen again.
Yeah,
Bands of Legends. Are you asking about the shops where there's a rupee and a minus money situation? Those are hint shops. You spend money, and there's a chance you find a good hint, and a chance you might get trolled.
Nice.
Or worse. The worst case scenario is you find a hint you already know.
Yeah, those are the worst. I think it's better to find a troll hint than something you already know. Okay. That's a hint that may actually be important. Or yield something.
There you go, we're seeing some expert combat. Room clearing and bombing walls simultaneously. So getting your efficiency up.
Ooh. That's expensive.
Price is also a bit randomized, though not too randomized in some cases.
That's not what I wanted to see. Actually, that's the minimum for that. Ooh. On second thought, let's go the other way.
Yeah, occasionally you see a screen that says, nah, that's alright. Especially in the overworld, we have other options.
Whoops. Oh, that was close enough.
Another question, are any of y'all into game glitches? You've actually seen a few happen since this started. So we've seen something called a block clip, or let's say that there's a dig dogger or a goma in the room. You can block clip to get into certain kinds of staircases, the most common one being the diamond staircase. So yeah, we've been doing some glitches here already to start out. See Falcon here, and I believe Toast as well. They both know how to screen scroll as well to get to different parts of Hyrule very quickly.
Yeah, we've seen a few screen scrolls, a few block clips. Both erasers, not to give away too much information, have certain items. So we've seen a double moat clip where you can get across a larger body of water than normally possible. That can be, a change over to the dreaded overworld skip where you can walk left out of the dead woods and up on the right side of the map.
I want to kill these guys because I don't want them getting in my way. Oh, that's good.
One of the scarier overworld enemies is the orange woods robe, who can spawn right in front of you walking out of the screen.
Especially when they're doing progressive spawns like that. That is terrible.
We have another great question from the chat here. Sapphire asks, are individual seeds ever checked or run before airing, or are they fresh seeds running blind for everyone? So that depends on what seed set we're running. Now, obviously, before a GDQ, typically, well, because we're under such tight time restraints, we do something called vetting a seed. So when we vet a seed, we're able to see are there too many things in inconvenient places? How long will this approximately take? So people will do that before marathon runs. Before random number generation, however, one of the things we like to do is give a generous estimate and just kind of roll with a fresh seed to see what happens. Because after all, when you're not on a tight marathon schedule, there is some humor in finding that there is something really odd with the seed or there is something off. We want to share those moments here. Now, obviously, if this becomes a big enough problem, we'll have to kind of vet seeds in the future. But for now, we're going to see how this goes without checking each and every seed.
Yeah. Occasionally, you come across the dreaded Goma blocking the silver arrows, who was in a raft spot, who was blocked by a ladder spot, who was blocked by another item, who was also in a power place spot to get the bow in the first place. Sometimes it just goes all south.
In the future, we should show off the mirrored overworld. That's a fun flag that got put in this year.
Yeah, a few months back. It wasn't too old. So it is what it says. It's a mirrored overworld. It simply just flips the map on its middle and goes that way. Which shouldn't mess up too badly because it's the same map, but somehow.
Even for those of us who've been playing this game, since it came out, it really messes with your brain.
Let's go back in.
Alrighty.
For
In
now.
locations here again, we're seeing our racers. Items are fairly even. A few different details.
Okay, where's the magical sword? Good God.
True. Dawkins found
in my hand. In my hand.
a bevy of hearts.
Heck.
Actually missed that entirely. I didn't realize you were so close to that. So yes, magical sword is still in play. You have to find it, and you have to have enough hearts, like the original game. Let's randomize a bit. So you need 10 hearts to 14 hearts. That too is random. You can also be changed around. You can make it vanilla, but we have things randomized here.
I'm gonna go look for it.
Yeah.
Normally I wouldn't, but
No.
So, C. Falcon, what is your favorite part about the Zelda seed? Do you like the beginning of them where you're kind of looking for stuff, or do you like it when things finally begin to click and come together? What's your favorite part about running Zelda 1 Randomizer, and when is that moment where you just really begin to enjoy a seed versus, and a lot of this happens to us, we get frustrated with them sometimes. So where's that turning point for you?
okay, so I had two very sarcastic answers. My first one was, well, after the first 10 minutes, because that's exactly how long it takes to find the wood sword every time. Usually my favorite part's when I find the bow. Because usually that's when it clicks, because usually that's about the last thing I find. But no, like, I think usually when I either find, like, a combat upgrade, or I start getting into a few dungeons, I'm great. I actually don't like it as much when I hit go mode. As you would think, because then in like races I start to get like incredibly nervous, especially when I get into 9 because it's not my strength.
How about you, Toast? Where is your favorite part of the seed?
I actually kind of like it when I hit go mode because then you can zoom through everything else, pick up what you need, and get done with things.
Yeah, the go mode in this game is typically having access to bows or arrows, and usually ladder is your 3 like primary go mode items. 9 and the game itself can be doable without ladder. It's a pretty rare scene to make it happen.
Cool.
But typically those 3 items are what you need, and anything oddball happens. Between that, you might need some other stuff, but those are the things you really want to find.
You know what? I don't care.
Yeah, I think I've actually had 2 seeds in the last month that I've done without a ladder, and I'm surprised because it's pretty high to have even multiple.
Yeah. Not having to have a ladder is usually a very low percentage sort of thing. Usually having a ladder is required to finish one of these.
Yeah, unfortunately, basically we have a problem now where any room in a dungeon can block you off. So any moat room in a dungeon, if you don't have the ladder, can stop you from finding anything. So anything useful, Triforce, Ganon. So one ladder can really cost you in a lot of spots.
So this is a great question by the chat, by the way. Why did Toast pay the old man off? Did he get anything from it, like a bomb upgrade? So we call those door repairs, and that's what happened in the original game. But F. Coughlin, again, the creator, took community suggestions, and we decided to put some random funny messages in there. So no, you're getting robbed by the old man. You're not paying the old man. You're getting literally robbed by the old man.
I don't know. They're asking about that one I did just a couple minutes ago. That payoff. That payoff was a bomb upgrade.
Yeah,
I also.
Oh, okay. I thought they were talking about a more recent one. So, okay, that is a bomb upgrade then. If it says like something like about explosions, or I bet you'd like to buy more bombs. Yes, that's a bomb upgrade.
Yeah, I bought a bomb upgrade earlier too.
So a few spots to spend money on, random old men in caves. First off is the door repair room where you walk in, they talk, and they steal your money. No choice in the matter until you up A and get out of the room. Second in dungeon is the choose one or take it, or your money or life room as they call it. We randomize it to be money, permanent life gain, keys, or bombs. And the bombs are also off the top, so you lose permanent bombs. The third old man, and you find there that wants to sell you something, is selling just bombs. And he has a bomb there for minus whatever rupees. That ups your bombs from anywhere between 2 and 5 maximum bombs. In the overworld, you have the hint rooms, which the old man will sell you information, which may be useful or not. And last, the gambling caves are still there, where they all 10 at the get-go, and you choose one for 10 rupees, and gain or lose what the old man tells you afterwards.
This bomb upgrade was not terribly generous.
Since I bought it, may I simply say you get what you paid for?
Yeah.
sometimes it tells you. Sign sometimes right there in front of you.
Oh, that's Zelda's room.
Zelda's room. No drops in that room. Not important. Other than blocking you from going any direction but out.
So one of my favorite parts about custom randomized messages, and we'll see these throughout the various weeks at Random Number Generation here, is that there's a lot of community references and memes within them. And some of them are really, really good. So one of them was a reference to, I remember when I started playing, there was a reference to The Big Lebowski, where it was like that door tied the room together. And that one always gets me laughing.
Within different parts of the community, different prepared messages stuff have like lore to them, where it's if you see this message, you're probably in trouble. Notably, no loitering is fear-inducing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. Also, I can not name that recorder tune tonight. Not
Okay,
familiar with that
so
one.
the Vegas baby one refers to a casino. So here you can actually risk up to 10 rupees and try to get more of them. So hence the Vegas baby casino, you know, that one's always pretty funny as well. Also, the potion shop too has some pretty funny ones.
I like the potion prices tonight, by the way.
Yeah, I'm check that. Are they nice?
Nice.
I got a no, but I got a
Oh.
kick out of one of them.
Oh, not nice? Unfortunate. Alrighty. So we're seeing
Another
racers-
another quality of life improvement you might have seen us using is that the select button has been repurposed to let us quick swap items instead of going to the menu. That
Yeah,
saves a ton of time.
Yeah, I probably should have
Over the
pointed that
course
one
of the
out
seat.
because I've been doing it the entire seat as well.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time, except for one racer in particular does not use that feature. That racer being Crystal Saver, who instead uses the ability to stop time on command by pressing select to great effect in rooms full of dark nuts and such. So you choose to have the world, or have your items choose fastly.
Mhm.
That one's step text too. Never do community messages that have normal speed text. You'll be there for an hour.
They actually use that to great effect in Router's Relish. Of course.
The legend is always true.
Let's go up this way, why not?
Alright, so now is the fun part of the race where you're getting the nitty gritty to an extent. You wonder, how far along am I? How far along is my opponent? Do I want to dig this whole place out? Questions.
Oh, that's
Can I?
okay.
Well, I mean, for me, it's not really much of a question right now. What did that walnut bomb open? Okay.
Oh,
As you mentioned, also, second quest rooms are a thing in this seed. So Constellation doesn't have second quest maps or like crazy walk-through walls or evil red bubbles. But we have some of the rooms mixed in. So you have some of the maze room, the weird moat room, and push blocks in like the Goma room and such, where you have that center block on the left side that always pushes. So you have a few more oddball push block rooms to worry about.
Oh, hey. I pushed the wand and the sword button together properly for once.
Doing damage.
what?
It's a fun fact. If you have a wand and a sword, and press your buttons at the same time, on the same frame, they will both come out and both do damage.
That's why I thought I'd do that once, just to mention that's a thing.
It is
Because normally,
little
normally I'm capable of doing it, so...
It's little tricks of the trade where the more you play the randomizer, the more things you learn about. Take a little time to grind out these tricks, like screen scroll and stuff. You can really speed your times up. Also, like engaging these dark nuts. Now you're hitting them there for 1, 2, 4 damage. You're hitting them for 3, 4, and 6. They go down in a hurry. Also, if you have a super strong Fire, you might have to do that trick to damage them enough to make them die in one hit and possibly drop items for you.
Okay.
Well, guess we're fighting this room.
Alright. Both our racers are... Oof, that poor boss.
Oh, crap. Wasn't paying attention to what I was doing.
Hey, you finally found that guy.
Oh, okay.
I found that room earlier. That would have been terrifying. But right now, not so bad for you.
Ooh, maybe?
Alright, what else have here?
Of course I would find that right now.
So the Vires are interesting to mention that the Vires have various HP pools. If you kill them in less than... If you actually kill them, do their full damage in one shot, you can use them to get items. I know they drop bombs as well. That's a big shtick, especially in 9. But you need to do enough damage. So with the randomized HP, they might be too strong to kill in one hit. So you lose that access to bombs there. So even the game's logic will say, oh, there's a bomb dropper enemy in the dungeon, so I fulfilled my quota for bomb dropping enemies. But it might not be actually possible to kill them in one go.
Yeah, random HP, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it really hurts. What hurts the most in random HP, though, is when Vires get more than 4 HP, because you have no way to kill them at that point, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, past 4 HP, you're forced to either do a frame-perfect stab during a bomb explosion, or do the sword bomb trick with the best sword in the game. Link's Awakening is a bit of a joke where they actually have the you can do the bomb and the arrows in time and shoot the bomb arrows. It's kind of the same concept.
Thanks for the update, old man.
Maybe Garen. I know originally in a few other spots, or a few other versions of it, they still qualify as a bomb dropper, but if the randomizer has gotten the logic now to actually ignore that if they are too strong. That'd be very clever on the part of Fred. You see on this screen the benefit of having the map. Because why would you bomb there otherwise?
Okay.
There we go. It's a little bit better that time.
Alright. Let racer down because you run a high roll and get some more goodies.
That was the white sword hint.
Yeah. What the white sword hint was subsumed by the mix to become a joke.
Oh, I just realized what I haven't done.
I've got 2 things left to check in here.
Already. You can see here the choices of gamble or not gamble. Will you have things done correctly, or will you be left holding your pockets saying, oops, missed that one thing. That was me 2 weeks ago. I missed that one thing. Only cost you a half hour.
I'm usually pretty anti-gamble, I will say, but
Definitely. There are a few mentalities of the racing, like the scene of, do I gamble or not gamble? Some races vary per seed. Some will,
Where's that?
based on what I have, I'll either go or not go.
I just need to find one more place.
Finding places.
I don't know how many. I think I'm missing 2 dungeons, but you might have a hint about one of them.
I'm pretty sure I found all the ones I have hints for, so.
Alrighty. The overworld has its secrets yet.
I'm not going to forget about it. Going to do this first.
That would have been nice to find like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, certainly.
No, Uncle Wizzy.
Oh, come on. Get back here. Pay the toll.
You know, max on
Well-
my load again.
Again, one of the worst screens to have Wizards on.
Alright. Don't tell me I left it behind at the beginning of the seed.
Did you? Did you?
Could have. I could have.
Therein lies the...
Should I?
What are we about? 40 minutes into this now? Everyone wonders, did I forget something really smart at the beginning of the race?
I'm getting that same feeling, Toast.
That or we need an item we don't have and don't want. Nope.
Also, I will let the folks on this call here tease me a little bit. I bought a blue ring.
Oh, I did too.
Go ahead, have fun.
Yeah, I watched that. I was going to wait for
Well,
about 5...
I'm usually
Wait.
pretty anti-blue ring, so... And
I'm going to laugh at you pretty soon. Now.
All right, we have to know why.
Can I
why
have my
are
money
you
back?
Anti-blue ring, Steve Falcon. Why? I have to know, and people want to know. I'm sure.
Can I have my money back?
I
No,
the
you
bank,
may
man.
not.
That
Can
money
I
is
have my
gone.
money back? This game
I did
sucks.
the same. I did the same thing. I bought it right before I found it.
I just sit back and laugh.
That's
Alright.
like one of the oldest rules in the book for Zelda Wonderando is that if you buy a blue ring, you're gonna find red within 5 minutes, and it was like
Right.
30 seconds.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I was asked a question. Why am I so anti-blue ring? I would rather, save my money to spend on, hints or, keys or bombs, or bomb upgrades, stuff like that. It's a preference. Plus, I'm more than capable of beating seeds without a ring, so...
Again, a lot of racers have been doing this for a long time. Most combat blocks are viable later on in the game. Use weapons, you have tricks of the trade. But again, if you're starting out, no shame in having that ring.
My pockets were full, and
Yeah.
You walked right into it.
I had already. It was just. It made sense at the time, and then of course, there's some nasty rooms in there in some of these dungeons too. And the wizards on the overworld didn't help any.
Yeah, there are some things that we call combat blocks, where it's like, well, that room is possible, but I have 3 hearts, a wooden sword, a green tooth, and there's 8 wizards in a shoot room.
Yeah. So, can I have my money back?
No, man, it's at the bank. It's mine now. That's my pay for being here. Just wait till they buy the bottle later and another bottle. Or it'll be 5 rupees for 100. That's all going in the bank for me.
Wait, what the? I can't count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's really to work.
11, 12.
In good shape there.
Okay. Got a Miley Cyrus there.
I wonder if I ever got one of my things in there. I don't think any of my has just never gotten to the hint thing.
Oh, I know. Plenty of mine have been.
Whoever made the legendary Aquamanus awaits with the 1974 Chevy.
Oh, with a no, it's a 1996 Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, that's such a good
Yeah,
That's probably the winner.
fools me every time because I think I'm getting a legitimate hint for about 3 seconds and I'm like, wait a second.
There's also Aquamanus awaits with the Triforce in 7, which is not wrong.
yeah,
Try for
yeah.
it, level 7.
I mean, it's a true hint, but everybody kind of needs to do that.
one of those Shadowgate hints where it's like, you asked for the truth and we told you. You said your mouth hanging open, like, I guess you are right. Also seeing in this room, we're seeing the sword hitbox being a thing. You're seeing the you can be next to an enemy walking towards you, stab when they're approaching your location, damage them, and then dodge damage in return. Works for all enemies, except for Wizrobes, who don't care. Also, Gibdos, their turning will not have knockback on that direction. So if they're not going up and down, they will not be knocked back left and right. So you have to be careful hitting them. If you're close by them, they might just keep walking and punch you anyway.
Come on.
Oh, he's trying to troll me.
Who's trolling? That's not a troll, that's a root. Ah, that one. Yeah, that'd be a troll. There's a way if you walk into a room with wall masters on the left side and try to go north, the second one, if you just have no stopping you, will spawn in the doorway after you. Guess how I learned that one.
Oh, right. Nope. Actually, no. I did it again.
Yeah.
I need to move off of that.
The bomb wall black holes, I think. So bomb wall doors are very, very accepting of you walking back through them, whether you want to or not. So if you're in the middle of a boss fight, have Patrick almost dead, walk just too close to that north wall and get stuck back into the other room. Very common.
Okay. So that tells me something.
So we're starting to see right now, and again, we're about 15 minutes away here from getting close to our estimate. The thing with the consternation flags is because the heart containers are in the shuffle, that makes some very important things more difficult to find. So you'll see the runners grab more items than what they may initially need.
You mean like this stupid thing I'm stabbing? Anyway. Moving on.
Oh, Sea Falcon.
What? You said it right as I found something, so I was just proving your point.
I assure you that was ill-timed on my part.
Someone got a spoiler log ahead of time. Knew exactly what was about to happen there.
I have no clue what's about to happen here. I can't be as surprised if I know what's going on. I don't vet the seeds.
Yeah, I'd be impressed if you had a spoiler log. So
No, this seed is completely random.
Yeah, I got no idea what's going on. My knowledge is gleaned through a combination of watching both of you. Which means I have more knowledge.
Fair enough. I know, I'm just... That was just silly how that played out.
Really, game? Thanks. Okay.
Hey,
Oh.
Good knowledge. Good knowledge.
Good thing to know. No, I don't need that. That can stay there.
Oh man.
That, however, I do want.
Alrighty, both our racers are tidying things up here. And as mentioned before, there's the upcoming Zelda 3 randomizer coming up, Link to the Past. I believe we're doing the goal of these random entry, like random crystals for Ganon. One of the newer features of their randomizer.
Alright.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Races are interesting spots.
So yeah, so I'm starting.
Yeah, I don't know what that song is at all.
I can't hear it, so I'm totally in the dark.
Like I said, I didn't recognize it. Wait, did I not actually check? Okay, hold on. Either I didn't check that cave or I didn't mark it. Let me see.
That room.
I guess I didn't check it.
That can't be it. This room.
Not the fun part here. What did I miss?
Cleanup, yeah.
Which rooms did I not clear yet? So randomizer also challenges you to remember where you've been and what you've done. Maps help you. The map in the start menu will actually tell you what you haven't gone through the dungeon yet, so you can match your map you have in hand to the map you actually explored, tracked by your start menu.
We haven't been beyond here.
Racers observing locations, trying to find some goodies.
No. This room can't. So we've already got that.
There it is.
Did you find it?
If I level 9, you mean yes?
Oh. Yeah, I've had that. I'm missing something else.
Dun dun dun.
Green giant?
That's ho ho ho. It's not quite the same thing.
No, that's not the item
Almost
I'm
have
looking
canteens,
for.
though. Alright, level 9. Lots of staircases. Lots of ways to go. Big honk on the map. But again, once you're level 9, you have the tools required. Your goal is to find first a roaring sound that'll lead you to Ganon. Or adjacent to Ganon. Then you gotta find how to get there. Once you have that, you must find a door that's blocking Zelda. If you find it before Ganon, the door will not unlock even if the rooms are defeated and all the enemies are gone, the door will stay closed. The door will also open automatically once you kill Ganon, so it also opens the room full of enemies and tells you that way as well. So once you're level 9, you're basically, exploring a very winding path, lots of staircases, lots of chances to be turned around.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
Here's Ganon.
Oh, we found bacon already.
Sorry, I didn't, because my audio's not on. They couldn't probably hear the roar, but I could.
Not me to grab a certain thing. I was too busy watching 2 screens, my 2 eyeballs.
No, it's fine. I just...
So in level 9, finding Ganon is only half the fight. You're going to have to find Zelda as well, which again is really not in a spot, or it's possible for it to not be even remotely close to Ganon. It could be hidden behind, 3 different staircases.
Which we're here. She's not. Okay.
See,
Okey-dokey.
It's happened before.
do you think I, of all people, am that lucky?
It's happened.
You could be.
Alright, so again, level 9, you find the compass to find your way to Zelda's location directly, but you still have to figure out how to get there.
And this is the part where every time I see a shutter door, I'm gonna get excited, and then it won't, like that.
Yes, the giant order of Erdrick's token.
That is a map.
Ah, you found the map for that. Well, actually, no, you found... yes, you found the maps.
So again, I do want to remind people that right after this, we are going to be doing a Link to the Past randomizer as well. We'll let you know what specifically those flags are going to be once we get there. But there is going to be another randomizer right after this Link to the Past. So after this race is over, we are not done by any means. Stay tuned for that.
Yep. More Zelda. 2 more worlds of Zelda to explore. Link to the Past intriguing. I played it when I was a kid. Played a little bit. I played a few common randomizers in the past few months just to kill some time. But Link to the Past, if anything gets me, he's like, oh, Dark World. I'm gonna touch this enemy. I take 5 damage. So Link to the Past's a lot more damage done to you. So the game does reward you for having more combat skill.
And 106.51.
Nice.
GG.
Thanks.
Zelda pretty close again in there. A few rooms to the north, if I recall.
GG.
I'm back in 7.
I wonder
Record
why.
7,
You finished too quickly in terms of the race, Sea Falcon. I couldn't get it till 58. I didn't realize you were going to find the room just like that. Dang. GG.
Sea Falcon's other trait of Zelda racing is either a 5-minute 9
or a 55-minute 9. This one was the... What was it? This was a 5-minute one.
It's pretty quick.
Might have been shorter than that.
All right, we're at 107.34 right now, so we can run right up to the estimate to see how close you can get, Toast.
Yeah. Sounds like 9's not too bad.
Yeah, we'll run into the estimate and see what happens, and then we'll get some Link to the Past going.
Okay.
I just need this bow.
Recorder was Saturn Valley from Earthbound. That's why I didn't recognize it. I don't play RPG, so...
I don't know what part of the song it was.
So, I guess since I've done Sky, since I have a few minutes, may I?
Absolutely, go for it,
I kind of forgot at the beginning, because we started with a weapon, so I was already into it, like, right away.
Oh, absolutely. So again, as a reminder, folks, October is Disability Awareness Month here on GDQ Hotfix, and Sea Falcon wants to share a story of how video games have helped him out through his disability.
Yeah, so, I was born with the birth defect known as spina bifida, which it's Latin for split or open spine. I've had to have many back surgeries, and my fight still may be continuing here in the near future. But video games have been a crucial part of how I've been able to get through all my issues. There are two major stories that I can think of that really just illustrate. The very first one was right before I had the rods put in my back in 2007. I remember my parents gifted me a Nintendo Wii when I got home from the hospital when it was brand new, and I got to play that thing all the time, and just all the stuff that came out on the Nintendo Wii when it was first out in the console. Specifically, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was one game that I played for hours and hours when I got the Wii. And then the second story, and this is the funny one, and I'm sure the other kids in the hospital don't appreciate this from me, but I remember when I was in the hospital staying for a week, there was a Nintendo 64 there, and I asked them to bring it in my room, and they said, alright, you can keep it here for a day. And I played some games like Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing a little bit, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which is the Zelda game that I played a lot. Apologies to those kids, I never actually gave the N64 back until I left, so I kept it for the entire week. But I was very entertained, and that surgery was pretty major, and I don't know what I would have done, or probably just have slept all day had I not had that with me. So, to say the least, video games have been a major part of just everything I've been through, and to have a thing I can go to and escape the troubles of everyday life, it is such a wonderful thing.
That's awesome, Sea Falcon. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us. And one of the great things about these different randomizers in their communities is it's a way for people to pull together during some very difficult times in their life. Because again, yes, we are all gamers, but at the same time, we all have lives outside of the games as well. And, you know, to be there to support people through life and through different challenges in life, it's a very valuable thing. And that's something that Random Number Generation is going to be about in general, is about the people and the community. It's, you know, it's fun to play in these and tournaments and win and all that, but it's more fun to share experiences with one another and help each other through difficulties. So thank you very much for that story again, Sea Falcon. We appreciate it.
Thanks for letting me share.
And again, you'll probably hear more stories about how gaming has helped out people throughout Disability Awareness Month here on GDQ. Disability Month for a bit more about it.
Well,
Alright, you toasted here 1 through 9. Trying to find some details. And chat asking, I saw before, about what is consternation? That's a setting we use that was created basically for us, for the nightly races we had for a long time, by Fred, who's lumped together all of our chosen preferred settings. Said, fine, here's a button, use it.
Well, that's a good room to find. Although,
you found a thing.
Kind of like a dead pig first, though.
The funny part is I'm trying to do commentary for this level 9, and I can't hear the audio. So
There we go.
I don't have any secrets.
There we go.
There we are.
This will
News
be
flow.
over shortly.
Took a whole other path in Seathawken, by the way, too. You went, you went totally backwards to that same spot and somehow got in the same location.
And bacon.
All right. Easy bacon. Easy life. All right, so 9. Again, 9 huge, very windy, very twisty. Sometimes it throws you a bone and says, here's your pig, here's your princess. Now get out of here.
Yeah, we played a bit of practice last night, and there was a magical bomb hole, at least for me, that took me a long time to find.
Did you not have the map of 9 last night or something?
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
All right, and there we go.
Alriady.
All right, both under estimate. See, 115. Most of us can finish under that, except for during exceptional seeds, right?
Wow, I overcomplicated the route to Zelda, by the way.
I mean, yeah, you went right there. But you both took totally backwards paths and somehow ended up in the same spot in like 5 minutes, so whatever. That 9 was not worried about. You know, like, yeah, it's all right, man. Just take the princess and go.
All right, so first things first here, before we go to Link to the Past randomizer, and yes, we do have Andy and Christos waiting in the wings here. First of all, I want to thank C Falcon, Amazing Toaster, for doing this race. Thank you both so much. What a great race. And again, this will not be the last that we see of Z1R here. We just wanted to include this into the pilot episode for many, many reasons. And I'm glad we did it. What a great race here. Both under 115, really good for the Consternation flag set. And of course, thanks to the Seawolf 1 here as well for doing excellent commentary and keeping everybody as updated as possible while keeping it vague and not spoiling the race. So great job there, Seawolf. Real quick, as we move on to our next set of runners, remember that GDQ Hotfix is brought to you by viewers like you. Subs from the GDQ channel benefit all of the production for the GDQ Hotfix. So if you'd like to support, subs are definitely the best way. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, that you can use that to sub to the channel as well. So if you all enjoy what you see and you want to see more of it, we are here every other Tuesday for random number generation, and we typically will only focus on one game per week. However, this week is the very special pilot episode. So up next, we will have Link to the Past featuring both Andy and Christos. We'll get them on up here in a second as we change scenes. Thank you so much again. And please follow CFalcon7 and Amazing Toaster both on Twitch. Both really great streamers. Would highly recommend them both. And also toss Seawolf 1 a follow as well. Seawolf also plays some video games. Do you all have anything you'd like to say about what you stream real quick before we change games and streamers?
I don't really have much. This is randomizers mostly what I stream, so
Yeah.
This is pretty much it.
I stream
Alright.
a lot of different randomizers. I'm sure you'll see me again at some point. I think we've already got a return appearance. We're looking at something.
Yeah.
The two big other randomizers I'm active in the racing community for Zelda 2 and Dragon Warrior, both on both NES randomizers. So.
And for me, I guess the other one, big one you can all catch me playing is Ocarina of Time.
All right, sounds good. Let's get the other two runners in. And again, GG to both Toaster and C Falcon. We're going to be changing games real quick. We will be right back. We will not take too long. All right, welcome back, folks. We are here now with Andy and Christos Owen for Link to the Past randomizer, and we're going to be using the Fast Gandon random crystal flag. So very much looking forward to this. Haven't seen this one yet. Take it away, y'all.
Oh.
Good luck, have fun, and count me down real quick so I can make sure I get an accurate timer on this one.
Oh, we weren't
Go
supposed
for
to
it.
start yet? Okay.
Yeah, don't start yet.
Let me reset real quick.
Don't reset. False start.
Every advantage
Also-
you can get.
False start.
Yeah, that first chest really matters.
Alright, I'm gonna count all y'all
Also, my
out.
palettes were different, and I didn't have that on, I don't think. Does that matter? You...
Y'all
Oh,
and your
whatever,
false
it'll be
starts,
fine.
alright?
Let's just do it.
Alright, I will count you down then. You ready?
Sure.
Yes.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, Chris, don't get the heart piece that's in this chest.
Too late.
Alright. So, I may have accidentally turned palette swap on. Hyrule is,
Oh dear.
nice and bright yellow.
And he's actually in Magic Kingdom right now. He's playing Earthbound. No one tell him otherwise.
Yeah, welcome everybody. This is Link to the Past randomizer. You know, you just watch Zelda 1 randomizer. It's kind of similar, kind of different. We're playing on fast Ganon, which means normally you have to beat Aghanim 2 to get the bat to crush the pyramid and make a hole to drop down to fight Ganon, but that hole is already there in this setting. So whenever you have the items and the requirements to kill Ganon, you can just go do it whenever you want. And we also have a random crystal requirement for that, so we won't know what we actually need to kill Ganon until we read the sign that's on the pyramid. That's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah, there are new settings to the latest update of the randomizer.
This was updated within the last 2 weeks, basically.
We got any major logic changes, or just simply more features?
More features were big. The biggest logic change was that the bow and the silver arrows are no longer two uniquely placed items. They are both progressive bow locations. So whichever one you find first will always be the bow, and whichever one you find second will always be silver arrows. That's probably the biggest gameplay change.
Yeah, other than that, it's the website changed a lot. The amount of settings, the amount of ways you can randomize the game, that increased a lot. And just the way it's displayed on the website, basically. It was a pretty big update, though, overall.
All right, we're seeing both of our racers, not too oddball, but taking slightly different paths. We'll probably end up, high-fiving at some point. But early game, Link to the Past is you got a lot of free chests, just a matter of order of how to get to them.
Yeah, it's like an upside down funnel, I guess. You do the same stuff for the first 10 minutes, and then that's when things blow open, as you get a bunch of different items that open up other areas, and then you have to figure out the best path to take after that.
Yeah,
so take a path and dive eastern.
There are so many items at the start of this game, and don't require any items for you to get. So it's a pretty standardized route. Well, there can be some different things. We might actually have done something different already. Who knows?
Alright, here comes our high five.
I think there's going to be quite a few of them.
We actually pulled off screen. It may have happened.
I got a nice 50-50 bomb drop from that bush. There's random bushes in this game that have predetermined item drops, but pretty much everything that drops in this game is a 50-50.
On the other hand, I lost 4 50-50s in a row.
Ooh, you took the south route. I see. See, I'm just the luckiest person alive, and out of one opportunity, I win the 50-50 every time, guaranteed.
As you saw them both. One thing you did see them pull on the first castle, they both pulled that tree to see what the tree gives up at tier 1. Trees have 3 tiers of value. Certain trees in the overworld you can pull on, and they'll give you items. In this case, our tier 1 is hearts.
Yeah, it's that was actually found by ACMLM back in 2014, I think. It was a huge change to the standard speedrun route. Ended up changing the route by 8 seconds, which nothing had been found that significant in God knows how long.
That was huge for the time, for sure.
The game keeps track of number of enemies killed and whether you've taken damage or not, and so you can abuse that knowledge to, get different tier pulls. Getting like bombs or red rupees out of a tree pull early can be a pretty big game changer.
Yeah, bombs especially.
It throws back to the old 10th enemy as the bomb, those little cryptic hints in Zelda 1 that were obvious if you thought about it the hard way, but like didn't give you the full story. So you had to figure it out yourself. I guess that tree find was, just kind of like, oh, by the way, this happened, and we figured out why this happens.
Yep. There's a lot of really weird places that you can do that too. Like Turtle Rock's right foot is one of the places you can pull, and just money comes out for no reason.
Yeah, like a few little Easter eggs. What's really weird as well is that the places you can actually do that change depending on whether you've beaten Aghanim's one or not. Aghanim's castle.
Yep. Yeah.
For whatever reason.
It just changes the entire light world. For the worse, usually.
Some lucky drops in Kakariko, making a pretty full clear out possible. There's a few oddball, minor but useful glitches. We'll see how that goes later on in a few minutes. I know my ill-fated combo attempts always involve me doing some fake flippers and try and find stuff too early.
We've agreed to not mimic Clip because Chris doesn't know how to do it. And the last time we raced, that was a very significant sequence break. Oh my god.
I'm actually pretty rusty with AOTTP. It's been a little while since I've concentrated on it. Been pretty busy with the development side of things and like other things around the community, rather than
Chris
actually playing the game.
One of the main logic devs, I suppose, behind the entire process.
All right, chat inquiring, what is Fast Ganon? So Fast Ganon is typically you have to go through Ganon's tower, fight a Ganon 2 to get access to the final Ganon fight. With this setting, all you need to do is get a certain amount of crystals, and then the Ganon hole is already open. To fight Ganon, you need a certain amount of crystals to trigger the fight to happen. So basically, Ganon's tower should basically be a non-factor, other than maybe needing an item in there.
Yeah, so the neat thing about Fast Ganon and random crystal requirements is that with the low crystal count for Ganon's tower entrance, like the lower the crystal count for entry, means the more likely it has progression for other crystal dungeons, which it's a pretty significant meta change for sure, considering you usually can't get in there until you're basically done with the game already. All right, Chris, did you set this to like baby mode logic?
No, it's on advanced, dude.
I'm seeing a lot of gimmies. Like, I'm not an old hand in this game for the randomizer, but I'm seeing a lot of freebies.
That was another big change. There's varying item placement logics that exist now, where before it was just like one fill logic essentially.
Yeah, that's actually one of the bigger changes. So I was kind of inspired by how other randomizers let you pick and choose kind of which particular glitches and like tricks and sequence breaks you wanted to include in like the logic, which means like if you know how to do a certain trick, then you can turn it on, and you might be required to do that to find items to progress through the game. And Link's Pathfinder didn't really have anything quite like that.
It was just like nothing or literally everything. What's the thing in between?
So now we got kind of an in-between setting where you can cater for being new or experienced runner.
Yep, and there's definitely that kind of like gray area where you can do things to go out of logic to get an item, then like you wonder how far out of logic have I gone? Like, did this one little trick, and I found like a hammer. I was like, okay, well now what? how far off am I now?
Yeah.
And eventually you have to walk backwards to reconnect the dots.
Okay, that tells me that Andy is dodging crabs.
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that sounds brought to you by Angry Charging Hyrule Crab. Does 4 damage to you. One thing I mentioned in the last race, like the one difference between this game and Zelda 1 is the damage threshold. For some reason, just escalates in certain spots. Does terrible things to you. Like once you get the dark world and you have only blue mail, it's like, oh, by the way, you have blue mail. Don't touch that anything.
Yeah, I think it's just like that area of the light worlds has stronger enemies because when you actually since the Nintendo Switch released their Super Nintendo Online stuff, I played Link to the Past in English for the first time in like 6.5 years. And so I was playing through the game, and Sahasrahla tells you that there's something important on the east side of Lake Hylia, which I had no idea. So I'm assuming it's just like we don't want them to get the ice rod this early. So we're
5 crabs there.
Exactly. Because nothing else in the light world does 2 hearts of damage.
Are you on my x-axis? Woe to you. We're seeing various knowledges here. We're seeing a glitch on one side and map knowledge on the other.
Can't believe Chris is fake flippering already.
Don't know what you mean. I'm hovering, dude.
Very impressive.
I'm definitely not going up Death Mountain. Nope. Oh, the dead rocks. Oh. All right, we're fine. And so yeah, so with some of the like, I don't know if it's in. There's like advanced logic where like the lamp isn't required for dark rooms anymore. It would still be required for that, but basically any dark room that also has a torch or a lamp in it, you could logically go through that room with a fire rod as well. So there's like little things like that are pretty neat to know.
We have a question from the chat real quick. People wanted to know what you both would classify or clarify as Spear Zero in this game, because I know that's different for every single randomizer.
Bombs are not considered an item since you can purchase them and find them, throughout the Hyrule, I guess. So basically anything in early light worlds like Kakariko, South Shore, and Hyrule Castle technically as well is all Sphere Zero. And then once you get to like too much more than that, are hints on? Oh, they're not. Okay.
They're not.
If I use the mirror, I can get to Tower here. Yeah, basically anything that needs more than just bombs is past in Sphere Zero.
It also depends who you ask as well.
Yeah,
like even within the community, some people would say Sphere Zero is anything you start with, like automatically start with, which in some game settings would be a sword or boots, just by default. Whereas other people would say it's everything you can access from the start with just bombs and nothing else.
Yeah. And some people consider bombs an item, so like bomb caves would be Sphere 1. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, Races have some interesting gear. So they are. Now, with the gear they have, there are several choices you make. Where to go to, what to explore first and second. They both made different choices, so we'll see how this pans out.
That was incorrect.
Also, speaking of which, I always like to cover this, especially when a rando is featured for the first time. Would you all like to talk about the developers and maybe some of the more significant community members behind Link to the Past Randomizer?
I'll let Chris do that, being one of those key people.
Yeah, sure thing. So I can tell you from the beginning, because I've been involved right from the start, actually. So a person called Desirect was the first person who built the randomizer to begin with. He was well known in the Super Metroid community. He built the Super Metroid randomizer before moving on to Link to the Past. That's kind of what got me hooked initially, and I kind of worked alongside him to like improve the initial versions, because there were some pretty big things wrong with the first one, like items ending up in places that were just impossible to reach, things like that. And after a couple of iterations, a few more key members joined the team, most notably Carcat, or also known as Cat Does Games, who's now involved with the crowd control Twitch extension, which some of you may have heard about. And the other person is Vitorp. So Vitorp kind of was the person responsible for changing the randomizer from being application-based to web-based, which was really quite a nice improvement. And a hell of a lot of other work as well. And there's a bunch of other ROM hackers who work alongside us too. Sabi is another person who does a lot of hacking. But that's kind of the core team. There's also a separate kind of entrance randomizer team. Amazing Ampharos was one of the pioneers of that. And he then moved on to the OOT randomizer and kind of kicked that project off as well. So there's kind of a lot of people, and people have moved around from different communities. So it's quite interesting. Hopefully that answered the question without too much of me waffling on.
Yeah, but a whole lot of people.
Basically,
testers, programmers, those who found things. Desert's the name from, I would say way back.
Yes.
Having met Desert in person years ago at Summer Games. Years ago now, it's like 8 years now. But Desert definitely had a hand in multiple randomizers. Even FF6, I think, is a randomizer as well. We did part of the work on that one. So basically, very, very interests for Desert, and a lot of work in the past there. All these randomizers have years of polish and years of work put into them.
Yeah, none of these are ever flawless right from the get-go. There's tons of little, I didn't even think this would be a good randomizer game until it actually came out, and I was like, whoa, this is stupid fun. But at the beginning, like Chris said, there's a lot of logic where you might not necessarily think about oh, hey, you do need this item to get here. There's a lot of locations. Some things just get forgotten. All the crystals weren't randomized at the start either, so everything was in the Dark Worlds. So yeah, it's come a long way in the 3 years and some change since it started.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Chat wondering, is it swordless? No, they found everything but the sword.
Okay, this one's from a community member. This is from Chelsea X Lynn that says, can we also ask Chris why he destroyed perfectly good eggs by dousing them in ketchup? Thank you, Chelsea.
Hey, they are delicious with ketchup.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
I
get bullied for being British a lot. And honestly, eggs with ketchup is a top tier.
More of a hot sauce on my eggs kind of guy.
That's viable.
Yeah, I'll condone it.
Right. Both the races have met Shalashaska. Or actually, still, I would wager, having played this game for years now, I still don't know how to say the guy's name properly. Shara Harshala?
No one knows.
No one knows. That's why in the credits his name is different every time.
So, Seawolf, CTS Seawolf, how does it feel to be so wrong? I assume this is on the food preferences.
I was born in Jersey. I'm wrong by default. Nope. Got both feeds here, looking good. All right, both the races now.
This Eastern Palace looks great.
It's very, very
dark green and brown.
It's like a Soul Blazer kind of thing. Speaking of randos. But again here, so we're seeing both our racers access to some pretty powerful items. And early game dungeons now, it shouldn't be most of a problem. I'm trying to think if a sword stops you, because they both have spoilers, both have a hammer. I don't think a sword stops them from anything they can do in these dungeons.
No, not really. The hammer does the same damage as the tempered sword. So even if we did have the fighter sword, we're generally going to be using the hammer almost exclusively anyways, unless we needed some other item equipped at the time. Hammer will essentially one-shot everything in the light world.
Alrighty. Chat inquiring, your experience with Zelda Link of the Past. Obviously, the randomizers, been around for a little while now. You both have any vanilla experience as well? I would take it.
Chris more, maybe, than me. I don't know. Chris started speedrunning this game before I did. I've been speedrunning the game since April 2012, more or less.
I started before everybody. Other than 3 people, because nobody ever played games back when I started, speedrunning. Yeah, we've had similar exposure, I'd say. You've definitely dipped your toes in more of the other categories, like a lot of the glitch categories.
Yeah.
All right, I know this is driving Neuralith crazy in particular. They said I must know about Chris's eggy preference.
So my favorite is definitely poached, probably followed by fried. Definitely that order. Poached eggs are absolute god tier.
All right, so I want to go a little bit deeper into lore here while we have some downtime. What is the biggest meme of this game so far? It could be something that's very old. What is just something that has just been so bizarre in this game that's turned into a meme over time? I know we in the Z1R community have our own memes, but I don't know. Let's get a funny meme from two of you with regards to something you may have named in the game or something that have happened at a marathon. Just something funny.
So both of us actually have a specific NPC related to very big dumbs that both of us have made in a race setting. And if you talk to them, they'll say, "Hey, have you seen Andy or Chris? They left their whatever item we left there stupidly in some race." Mine is the oh no, this room is going badly.
The oh no.
Mine is the thief in Lost Woods. I left a nice ether medallion there in a race once, because I never went there. And then Chris is actually the nice old lady in Kakariko who's sweeping her front porch.
Yeah, in front of like the little chicken hut. I accidentally forgot to check the that item. I think I had the bow. And somehow I just did the full Kakariko Claire and just missed that location. It happens.
Yep.
Yeah, a game like this where there's so many more items to find and so many more locations, it may be more common, but Zelda 1's pretty common where it's like, oh, you're one room away from any key, or one room away from that ladder, and you waste a half hour finding it later.
So I have to know this. Several people in chat have mentioned this. It says Andy Sounds is the meme. I want to know more about this. I know nothing about this, but it sounds really good. Andy, what is that?
Stay tuned.
I think it's just the fact that I make ridiculous sounds when I mess up. And that happens more often than I'd like to admit. But yeah, it's a big meme among my community. Some people say Chris's sounds are better than mine, though. We've been playing a lot of Ocarina of Time randomizers, so the sounds come out even more so than normal. And but yeah, overall, let's see what is the viewing community jumped on. They've been saluting the duck when you play the flute. There's the validation chest. I don't know. There's a bunch of good memes.
Good.
Yeah. I can't believe I just said good memes.
There's a lot of memes the community uses.
The memes do happen.
Toss as well.
Right, that was Walrus Prime. That's completely different. I will never accept that meme.
Well, one thing about this show here, again, this is the first episode of Random Number Generation. I don't only want people to know about the community, but some of the lore and the memes behind it, because I feel like the viewers sometimes misses out on a lot of that, because sometimes there are races that take place off stream, or just even the most subtle thing can be hilarious. So we're trying to bring those to light here and show everybody, hey, this is what's going on behind the scenes. So this is one of those platforms, and certainly a time for memes and lore, certainly.
Obviously, the biggest meme of all is hovering.
I don't have my boots yet, Chris. I can't meme just yet.
You mean you didn't start with them like I did?
Chris and his dev tools is also a pretty big meme.
Oh, yeah, that used to be a much bigger meme, but like right at the beginning, because I pretty much single-handedly wrote the logic of where the items could go. I had a much better understanding than everyone. So for the first couple of versions,
whenever he'd win a race, we just nope. Chris didn't actually win. He used his dev tools.
Okay, we got another question from the chat here. So if y'all eat soft pretzels, do you use mustard or cheese? Apparently this was really important to somebody in chat.
Cheese. I think.
That depends
I
on the cheese.
I don't know. I'm not a I don't even know when the last time I had a soft pretzel was. Maybe like SGQ.
There we
I've
go.
honestly, I've only had like one or two in my life. They pretty much don't exist in the UK.
Yeah,
soft
they're not too
pretzels.
common.
What? Really?
Yeah, really.
Now around here, back in the day, we have Annie Ann's now, which is all you get cinnamon sugar and you get nothing. But way back we had Hot Sam's, and they had a fantastic cheddar sauce.
Don't get me wrong, the one I did have, like, it was pretty good. I think I had cheese with it. I'm pretty sure.
All right, so seeing both our runners, other than the food choices, again, varying paths, a little bit differences in what's been finished, what's not been finished. But again, there's a logic to it where you have to obey your items to an extent, and you can only go to where you can quickly finish the other solution off. Next dungeons, get your maps and see where your crystals are. Both of them know how many crystals need to find Ganon now, which will reveal Ganon. So it becomes more valuable to them to find these places and finish them off as fast as they can.
Yeah, that's one of the bigger changes. Just because the crystal requirement is random, you kind of want to know that information as soon as you possibly can. Since it's kind of important to know what you need to finish the game with.
Yeah, it's a new fun way for the game to get randomized, I think. Like, it's been several years of 7 crystals to get into GT, and then to beat Ganon. So it's nice to be able to mix up kind of the game, like the core format of the game.
Yeah.
Also a big deal, knowing which ones are crystals. There's one you can skip, or actually 2 you can skip. There's 7 crystals, and you only need 5. So you can choose not to go into a really, really nasty dungeon, or a long one, or that's a little gambling element there where it's like, you can skip this dungeon, you might want an item inside of it, but is it worth the trouble?
Yeah.
It's almost hairier than like having a crystal dungeon being a pendant dungeon not being important, because like it's still useful to beat the dungeon, so it's like it's not wasting time to go there, but it might be wasting time to go there. It's one of those like weird paradoxes that come up from that being a correct choice and not a correct choice at the same time.
And one of the other bigger changes, like setting aside, was the addition of beatable only seeds rather than 100% collectible items. So in a seed like this, where you need 5 crystals to kill Ganon, 2 crystal dungeons might not even be beatable at all in a beatable only seed. So like the logic is played out. So like you need to beat 5 specific crystals because the other 2 are not finishable. The seed is not that, however. But it's a fun little tidbit that could be pretty neat. Like if Swamp Palace was a crystal, the small key just might not be in the first chest, or like the hook shot could be locked in the back of the dungeon somewhere.
Yeah, actually at the moment, small keys, like that situation of small keys can't happen. That is where it's going to be eventually. But at the moment, it's just items that could get locked out rather than keys. But like that's a real nice way to mix things up as well.
Also important to mention that some of the RNG elements, some of the mini games have been set up to be always doable. Not like Dompe, the bane of running Zelda 64. They've taken some of the randomness out of some of the mini games here.
Yeah, so in the normal Link to the Past game, the digging game is actually like super ridiculous in terms of where and when you can get the heart piece. The first 25
isn't it? I think
it's the first 24 digs have a 0% chance of having the heart piece, and every dig after the 24th per game is a 1 in 32 chance of having the heart piece, and that's like super unlikely.
And by the time you've done 25 digs, you have like, I don't know, 8 seconds.
You get like
left or
13 or 14 like potential digs per game. So randomizer changed that, and you can get the dig anywhere between the first 30 digs, but it's guaranteed to happen within 30. So like it was number 1 there. Spoilers if you haven't done it yet, Chris.
Oh, that was fast. All right.
Sometimes he's just sitting on it, They'll never find it here.
So is there anything that hasn't been implemented into the randomizer by this point that you would still like implemented? Is there anything on your short list or just something that you feel like isn't quite there yet? Because I know this, much like the Z1R, has been under development for years at this point.
Yes, there's actually quite a lot of stuff which is like implemented at the moment, but there's a lot of scope for improvements. So there's what we call a world state, like basically a gameplay type called inverted, which is fairly new-ish, or maybe a year old at this point, but it's one of the newest kind of big changes to the game. And that kind of flips the game on its head, and it starts you in the dark world unless you explore the dark world, and you need to find the moon pearl to be able to explore the light world instead. So that has quite a lot of big implications in how the game is played out. And there's some pretty big tweaks that kind of want to make to that to kind of help balance it and make it better.
It not bad.
Yeah. One of the biggest changes is, at the moment, the flute only works in the dark world, so the world you start in, but the statue to activate it's still in the light world. So that's something we're going to change, is we're going to put that statue in the dark world together with the world you can use the flute in. But like outside of inverted, there's a bunch of other things which, without giving too much away, just current features being iterated on and kind of ironed out.
And then Link to the Past Rando, the devs at least have been pretty good about releasing like holiday or festive modes for major holidays and stuff. Like they've done like winter or Christmas ones for the last 2 years. An Easter one last year.
Yeah, you should definitely check out the Link to the Past Random website around Halloween.
Ooh.
And I will say no more. But there's some fun things being planned.
So very festive holidays are getting more and more common in Link to the Past Randomizer. Never a bad thing.
I have to admit, I'm partial towards Andy's sprite. I really, really, really love the pug.
Yeah, the pug's real good. Especially with the blue male, because he looks like he's a little Boy Scout, or a Wolf Scout, I guess.
Nah, I'm gonna warn headphone users here. Andy, I'm seeing people with a two-part what emote. How would you pronounce that typically?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There, I heard it. There it is.
You know what they're looking for, Andy.
Oh yeah, we'll see if it comes more naturally. It's never as good if it's forced,
Exactly, that's what I was trying to get across.
Yeah, sneak up on find its natural habitat.
Also, shout outs here to 3,000 viewers here on our very first pilot episode of Random Number Generation. So again, as a quick reminder, GDQ Hotfix is brought to you by viewers like you. Subs from this GDQ channel benefit all of the protection for this GDQ Hotfix. So remember, if you do have Amazon Prime, you can use that to sub and support the show as well. And again, please be sure to follow both of these runners, Christos and Andy. This has been fantastic so far.
Yeah, not really clear lead. There are a few variations in what they found and done, so it's interesting to see the extra little side stuff that's happened, but mostly on the same pace.
This is a great question from the chat. Wasn't Andy's pug one of the first custom sprites implemented in the randomizer? That's something I'd like to know as well.
I believe it was. It was one of the first 10 or 15 that were officially added to the website. And now there's God, I don't even know, 100. There's
there's more than that. There's hundreds now. Yeah.
There's a ton of sprites you can pick from now. There's actually its own dedicated Link to the Past sprite team. They have done some very good work.
I do have a teacup sprite, which I often use as well. But like, it's really cute. The shadow of it is a little wonky, so it makes it difficult trying to line up certain tricks and stuff. So I've opted for my second favorite choice, which is Roy Cooper from Super Mario World. Another one of my favorites in this games.
How does a teacup wander around and wield a sword, Christos?
We don't. Yes.
Those are the questions you don't.
Yeah. The swim animation is the best. He has like the teacup pulls out a little like hoverboat raft thing. It's.
I think my favorite wonky sprite is Totem Link from Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes that came out for the 3DS. It's just a stack of 3 links, and when you get mail upgrades, whichever mail you have is the link that's on top, and it's super ridiculous and super cute.
A good question here from Epitomizer. Hey, host and chat, if you don't randomize your sprite, who do you play the most as? For me, it's Valera. How about you all?
You're gonna be shocked, but the pug. Occasionally, there is a random option. There's so many to pick from. Sometimes I just feel like being different, so I'll just select the random option and see what it gives me.
Haven't played much of the vanilla Link in this randomized myself. Because the Z1, I'm usually the Stalfos. You had a joke like a Halloween and a half ago, and I never got over it, so I just stayed in the skeleton. You get familiar with it too, because eventually you have, you used to, for in case Zelda 1, like, oh, I'm doing a screen scroll, so my skeleton has to be right out here to do that screen scroll. The shield makes it different for the Link. Trogdor, the beefy arm makes it a little different. So you get used to a sprite, and it can actually affect you in some games. Like Christo said, the teacup has some odd shadow lineup problems.
Yeah,
so
being able to see the shadows is very important for a lot of things.
But a game like Link to the Past would probably have a lot more flexibility with their sprite choices, given the kind of palette, the bigger sprite in the first place, and actually a multi-part sprite. I think like Roy's head might be a separate sprite from the body, looking at how the head bounces a bit when you walk sideways.
Yeah, there's certainly like a lot of scope for what you can do for A Link to the Past. I think that's why there's so many choices available.
Yeah.
Is people really enjoy like it's not too much work, and there's a really good team in place that are very helpful, and like resources available.
Yeah, the sprite sheet is big enough for people to be unique, but not so big that it's overwhelming to make sprites.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a love for Christos moment here. Nerila says, please give mad props to Chris for still being awake, given that it's 2 a.m. where he is. Yes, thank you, Christos. We appreciate it.
No worries at all. I had a Red Bull-ish type drink. So help keep me awake.
Red Bullish type drink.
Yeah, it's like one of those budget Red Bulls. But yeah, it's like but it's okay. And Andy was like, do you want to do this thing? Playing AOTP. And I was like, yeah, that's like a AGDQ rematch almost. I was like, how can I possibly say no?
Chris just can't say no to me in general, so...
Hey, you want to do a round with the worst settings? Yeah, sure, I'd love to.
Yup. Yeah. Except more lately, it's been Chris being like, hey, you want to play some Ocarina of Time? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've got to shake that OOT randomizer addiction that I've got at the moment. It's a bad game.
Alright, looking at the list here, I'm seeing maybe 2 variances in your item lists. So it's definitely been pretty close pace.
Oh, this is a good one, and I got to keep this one in mind for future weeks. Mindify asks, what is your opinion of the worst settings? Now, that's going to be probably a two-parter, because I know in Z1R, and Seawolf can attest to this, we had a flag called Blackout, where no one can see what was going on in any of the dungeon rooms, and while it's difficult, it's not exact good for viewers as well. So just keeping that in mind about what's good for the runners versus what's good for viewers, what are the worst flags in both of your opinions?
So, back in the earlier days of development, I was very I was active in getting the devs to make me just like random hard seeds that like maybe didn't have any heart pieces anywhere, or just being stupidly difficult for no reason. And so we ended up coining the term nightmare randomizer, which is an insanity entrance shuffle, which decouples entrances and exits. So going up into a cave and then going back down the exact same entrance you came in would spit you out somewhere else. And then you mix that with like a max setting enemy randomizer where enemies can do anywhere from 0 to 8 hearts of damage and have like 4 to 50 health. And then you throw in boss shuffle, and you throw in key sanity, and then you throw in swordless in there, and that's what Chris and I did like 3 weeks ago.
Basically, had the whole weekend to kill, and you want to be no survivors.
Yeah,
it's actually the second ever seed of this game that I've not been able to beat. I got to a point where I just had to give up. In Ganon's castle, right before you would normally get the boss key, you have to fight Armis Knights again, but on ice. But since we had boss shuffle on, it was Trinex on ice.
I was going to say, my guess is Trinex if it stopped you.
Yeah. But with all the other settings, like bear in mind it was swordless as well, so I had no sword, I had to fight Trinex on ice, and I died in like 2 hits due to how much damage he does. So I could take 1 hit of safety.
Yeah, and normally that's okay. There's only 3 chests behind there, but Chris's Cane of Samaria was back there. So there wasn't really any workaround, unfortunately.
Oh, and it was on multi-wall too.
Okay. Nerla says, ask about Moldorm speed, 1-hit KO.
Oh, that was
Oh, that's good. That's a good hack.
Yeah, that's a... It took me about 16 hours to complete that. It would probably take half as long now. I think 7 hours were the game, and then 9 of those hours were just Ganon's Tower exclusively. Yeah, that was a roller coaster of a ROM hack.
There's also the Kaizomizer, which is pretty old right now, but that's like a ROM hack I made based on the randomizer, which made the game pretty much as hard as I could possibly make it. And I made Andy play it through blind. I know that was something blind, a lot of people enjoyed.
When it was super buggy, and he had to make sure to tell me not to do some things because it would hard lock my game. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Those in the current screen, pay attention to that one block there. That's one of the most forgotten chests.
Yeah. When I first did some randomizers, there were a lot of chests that, like, you might not necessarily think about or remember being there. There's a bunch of, like, really random locations for chests in this game, in dungeons or out of dungeons. It's 216 collectible locations in total.
Alrighty, now some fun time to go back to the world, get some more items. What else we can dig up and see if we can find to help ourselves.
How's it going, Chris? You feeling good?
Ish. I'm hoping I find some more items pretty soon.
So he feels goodish and he drinks Red Bull-ish. Are there any other issues we need to know about here?
There's a few issues to worry about.
All right, real quick here, because there's I maybe already talked about this, but why did this series become a thing? Well, randomizers are very up and coming. We've seen quite a few in GDQ, a lot fit by the foundations of these 2 runners here. Andy, you've run quite a deal of randomizers now at GDQ, which has been awesome. We've needed to see some exposure to this. But I wanted to show off not only some of the bigger randomizer communities, such as this in Zelda 1, but there are also some smaller randomizers out there that need some more love. So this is going to be a whole series every other Tuesday where we're going to feature a randomizer with runners. And again, games will get repeated. The runners may get repeated, but the games are more likely to get repeated than the runners. And we're going to show off the community, talk about the developers, and talk about all different kinds of lore and memes behind it. It's just a way to show what these randomizers are really capable of, and we can't fit all of this commentary into a marathon run. We have donations typically, we have prizes to talk about. The runners certainly have a lot of commentary to fit in. This is a time for everyone to take a few steps back, relax, and really enjoy these randomizers and their communities for what they are. So again, this is episode 1 of Random Number Generation, and we're going to be here every other Tuesday showing off the randomizers in these communities. And as always, please be sure to follow all of the runners and everyone involved, including commentators, in this process. It really takes an army to run these. So thank you to everyone involved, both behind the scenes and, of course, at the forefront of this playing. And this has been fantastic so far. Notice I didn't use an ish at all.
I was disappointed, to be honest.
You would be.
It's been a kind of nice-ish.
Yeah, nice-ish. So, speaking of GDQs and where this all came from, what is the most ridiculous randomizer moment you've had at a GDQ so far, Andy?
I think it has to be the boots from the Link to the Past Super Metroid co-op with Oats and Goats from the first GDQX. I don't think anything is gonna beat me getting owned so hard in my life.
Oh, is that where I had to read boot puns for about an hour, Andy?
Oh, yep, that's exactly what it was.
Nothing but boot puns from the donation station for an hour. That was, for every minute Andy was spending suffering looking for those boots, trust me, I had to really put my hands in my face there for all of those lovely, well-intended, but oh my gosh, puns.
Sometimes you just lose the 1 in 22 and there's nothing you can do about it.
So unfortunately, it's ingrained on both of your souls.
And Macon says we got a kick out of it.
It was all in good fun.
All right, I'm seeing a bit of a hat divergence here, so we'll see how this turns out for both of our races.
Yeah.
But yes, so for that reason, though, again, to get back to the question real quick, because we want to give exposure to more randomizers in their communities, that's how the show got to be a thing. It was something that I was passionate about, and they're like, let's do a show. And here we are right now, doing episode 1 and living the dream and just having all of this wonderful support and a lot of fun in general.
Andy, what about the race with Super Scudge?
Well, that wasn't randomizer related.
Oh, that
right. Was also a very good race.
You're right.
Alrighty, so we're doing our thing. As mentioned, there'll be plenty more randomizers to come. There's a whole bunch out there, different game series, different styles, different things, older and newer. Typically, you see a lot of older games that randomized because the programming to break down a NES or a SNES game is not nearly as crazy, but there are definitely some newer ones out there. A lot comes to mind.
Dark Souls is a big one.
Dark Souls randomizers sounds terrifying.
Where am I going?
Yeah, there's all kinds of things out there. It's like you randomize what? And it's like, yeah, try it. It's random.
Yeah,
sure enough, it's random. There's one.
Well, there's an Andy noise.
How's it going, Andy?
I don't want to talk about it.
He's doing fine-ish, Christos.
Yeah.
Might be fine. Something that was English.
Man.
There were certainly things to be had. That's all we can say. Things and stuff.
Stuff and things and things and stuff.
Well,
All
no, a
my
lot of
communities
the
are mixed
questions.
together.
Well, a lot of the questions from the audience have been pretty good too, you know. And yes, they may be about food and irrelevant things, but again, this is about getting to know the runners as well. So that's always fun.
Yeah, eggs are very relevant. Every 2 years, they're healthy, they're not healthy. They're healthy, they're not healthy. They're always in the news.
I knew someone was going to mention that. Yes, all I can say about that is that Lack Attack was a real community friend during that, all right? That's all I'm going to say. I know a few of you have talked about that. Lack was a good community friend to take the controller for a few. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I wonder what Skybilz is talking about.
If you say anything else, this is on you, Andy. I know exactly what I was there. Again, I always seem to be there when things happen, okay? I was there when Pooh stomped. I was there when that happened. It just always when I'm at the mic, something's going on. I'm starting to wonder if it's me. Always. All right, there is a question from the chat. Mind if you ask, can you ask about the difficulties and challenges of swapping between rando and vanilla? This is a really good question. I'll be honest, some runners never go back to vanilla after this, but I don't think that's the case for either of these two, unless they tell me otherwise.
No, that's right. We both do. Well, I think Andy mostly does rando these days.
Yeah, but
With a bit
You
of speedrun.
yeah, a
rando.
bit of both. Occasionally there's a little breaking muscle memory for rando, like accidentally opening chests you don't need to open in a vanilla speedrun.
I'd say that's probably the biggest one, yeah.
But other than that, it's really not that huge a deal, honestly.
All right, another question with the addition. Epitomizer asks, with the addition of Quick Ganon and Tower, will you be able to integrate that on-off switch into other game modes, like Quick Triforce mode or Quick Item Collection mode, where Ganon is vulnerable when X Triforces or X total items collected? Whew, gotta take a breath.
Something we definitely thought about. One thing we are keen not to do as like a development team is to have too many options available on like the website. So those are the kind of things which might be possible to do in like the customizer, which is like a separate kind of thing to the randomizer, I guess.
Yeah, that's where people like make their own seeds. Basically, they can place stuff wherever they want. They can like set random restrictions for things, or like make sure like one thing is in a certain place and everything else is random. So that's where like a lot of like the smaller randomization options can be found. But yeah, I agree. Too many things on the generation page can be overwhelming for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure Z1R has been developed as it is. I don't think Ganon's ever been not weak to anything but silver arrows. Honestly, in this game you don't need silver arrows anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, you don't need them in this game. I mean, it certainly makes the fight tougher if you don't have them, but it's not a requirement to beat the game like Z1R.
Yeah, that was one of the first big like physical game changes that were made, was when the swordless mode got added. Obviously, you always need a sword to damage Ganon. So that was one of the bigger changes, allowing something else besides the sword to work, which is the hammer. But yeah, now there's a whole ton of actual game changes. Where am I going?
Same.
Oops.
Hey, I can't say what you forgot to mark, Andy, but you forgot to mark something. That's all I'm going to say.
I never forget to mark anything. It's never happened once.
So, what is the closest race you all have ever had? We're talking about trying to get through these as quickly as possible. What is your closest race?
I think our first race in the Key Sandy tournament finals was like within a minute or something, which is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
we've had a
for Key
few
Sandy.
real close ones.
Yeah.
Like even our AGDQ showcase race, that was real close. We both ended GT like 20 seconds apart, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then Andy went the correct direction to get the big key, and I did not, so he kind of got a bit of a bigger lead. But
You
for something
also
with
died,
as much
yeah.
variance possibility as there is. Yeah, well, I only died to Ganon because like you finished, and
Excuses.
then everyone started erupting with noise. So I was just like, oh, I guess Andy's done.
Yeah, one of the downsides of a live race is I wonder how they're doing. Big roar up. I guess they're that good. Okay.
Yeah, even with soundproof headphones, you can still hear the crowd cheer. So like when I found the hammer, and the crowd cheered, I knew that I got it first. And then when I got something else later and they didn't cheer, I was like, oh man, Chris already got that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all, how different is it to race a randomizer live at an event like that? I mean, that's something that's kind of ridiculous. You know, people are talking about things. The only one that I've had experience doing, Lack had a private marathon at one point, and Zarnax and I were actually racing. But the only catch is there was no way we could filter audio at the time, so we only had like this little like cardboard box partition between us. And he heard me go into 9 when he only had, he told me at the time 3 Triforce pieces. He heard level 9's music. He's like, really? Like, really loud. It happens, you know? That's funny.
Yeah, so some stuff like that is just really hard to avoid in a live setting.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I just thought of something. Whoops.
I wonder if your something is the same as what my something was not too long ago.
I'll let you know in like 2 minutes.
As Mitch Flowerpower once asked me, what's in your inventory? Oh, it's funny. But yeah, unfortunately, again, these runners can only talk on vague terms right now. We don't want to spoil the race to any facet, but I find it's funny to be able to relay questions between the audience and the runners. It's not an interaction you get to see often, and one that I would like to be able to integrate more here on Random Number Generation.
Yeah, especially like having a stage like, you know, the GDQ Twitch channel where people might not be as familiar. Like people that watch my stream, you know, almost all of them are, you know, somewhat in the know about randomizer, so they're not answering questions too often.
Not only that, it's really nice to hear runners' reactions to things. I swear, if we could get like a runner mic'd up and then you could hear like their after reactions, it'd be priceless. It's just being able to see how the runner reacts to things, and I think that's where Andy noises came from, if I'm reading everything properly, because you get to hear them react in real time, something that you don't really get to do in a marathon because they have those huge headphones over them trying to block them from all external information. This is just real chill race, though, you know? So we get to hear the runners talk on vague terms and have a good laugh about it.
All right.
Alright, both our runners have had their turn to sigh.
Okay, this is a question that says, how do the runners feel about pup time?
I love Pup Time. I swear Pup, like, the owner of Pup Time comes to my channel sometimes and talks, because he does things that an emote bot shouldn't be able to do occasionally. But I love Pup Time. More cute animal emotes are always better.
I mean, chat can always use more cute animals, right?
Exactly.
I'm you know, Christos, I've been looking at Roy, and don't get me wrong, Roy Kuba is a fantastic sprite. I'm low-key regretting you not picking the cup, because I want to see a cup wield a sword now.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did.
I have a lot of questions right now. All right, like how would they wield this item or that item? It's a cup. I mean,
Well, despite these protested plans before, Sky, you might have to now.
yeah, that's true.
Oh my god!
So, when we do Link to the Past and Super Metroid Combo Rando, are you still allowed to choose your Link to the Past sprite? How does that work exactly?
Sprites are not currently implemented publicly. You can change them on your own ends via external programs and stuff. I believe that a few are going to be added to the site. So the big issue is the issue at first was the way the game reads data transitioning from one game to another.
Mm-hmm.
Total hadn't found a way for the game to read what sprite you were coming from Super Metroid to Link to the Past. So every time you transitioned from Super Metroid to Link to the Past, you would have just been normal Link regardless of what sprite you picked.
I mean, I just want to see Samus turn into a cup. I'll be honest. I feel like that would be awesome.
And then the other thing about that is the Samus sprite is incredibly complex.
Yeah.
It probably has like 4 times the amount of sprite sheets that the Link sprite does, just like how detailed Samus's movement is very difficult to make look good. It's one of those cases where there's like too much to do that it can be intimidating.
Yeah, Samus might be the most intensely animated sprite on the whole SNES.
Yes.
Yes. Also, another question from the chat. If we have sprite suggestions for Link to the Past randomizer, where can we send them to?
I believe there's actually a sprite suggestion sheet in the Link to the Past randomizer Discord, which whenever one of us gets to the credits, it actually has a link to the Discord in the credits somewhere, along with various shoutouts and the actual credits.
Yeah, that's the best place to go.
Yeah, and I believe there's a sprite channel, and that channel probably has all the information that you can need. Chris would know more about that than I would.
I did want to point out that there are a lot of fantastic community resources in general, and the Discords are nothing but welcoming and willing to provide those resources. So if you can find the community Discords, you will more than likely be able to find and have most questions answered that you need. People are pretty chill about it.
Are you in Go mode yet, Chris?
Nope, I've been one item away for a long time.
Yeah, was that one item the fire rod?
Yes. Well, it could have been a few items. But yeah, fire rod is kind of what I'm after. Possibly one other item might give me Go mode right now.
And Go mode is the colloquial term, and many randomizers for I have everything I need to finish the game, now I just gotta finish the game.
I'm assuming you just hit Go mode then, Andy.
I've been in Go mode for like 2 minutes.
Oh no!
my last really big noise was finding my Go mode item.
Okay.
Also, question: the thing that you think you forgot, did it happen to be the escape?
Yes.
That I was right. We did forget the same thing.
I realized when I went to do the front of escape, I was like, wait, I never even did back of escape. I was like,
yeah, same. I think my one other very large sigh was me finding the boots in the second the second guard room. Oh, God, what is this room?
All right, real quick here, just to make sure we keep the trackers as accurate as possible. Apparently, Chris, you have an item equipped that needs to be marked.
oh, you're right. Yep. Sorry.
No, thanks. So I'm just Chat's doing a good job of keeping me informed too.
Oh wait, there was two things actually.
This boss sucks. It's programmed very poorly. Mothula is programmed to take no damage from spikes, and if you slash an enemy into spikes, the spike damage overrides the sword damage. So if you thought this boss was irrationally hard as a kid or playing the game casually, you were not incorrect at all.
Alrighty. Actually, important distinction I will mention on the crystals. There, some of them are marked for the 5 and 6 dungeons. If you need to get the giant bomb in the bomb shop, you have to get those 2 crystals first to be able to purchase it. And the oddball point as well with the pendants. The green one activates Saharshala to give you another item. So, green pendant is a little more important than the other ones, and crystals 5 and 6 can be more important than the other ones.
Yeah, so for both of the upgrading fairy fountains, there were chests put in there to replicate the items you would get from there normally. But yeah, you need crystals 5 and 6 to activate or be able to purchase the big bomb, and which you might not necessarily know having just played the game casually, because normally you'd probably have the first 6 crystals before buying the bomb.
Good question here. So, is this randomizer open source? If so, where can people contribute to the project?
Yes and no. It was. Oh, I'm curious. Okay, 2. So if you join the randomizer, if you join the Discord, which is discord.gg/ALTTP randomizer, there is a bunch of development channels, including ones for feedback and suggestions and like future development plans and kind of what's in the pipeline, things like that. The actual code is all on GitHub, but a few versions ago it got moved to a private version due to getting loads of bug reports about the non-released versions. So VTOL decided to move it to private, but it's still very easy for people to contribute. So if you are interested, the best thing to do is to join the Discord and just say something in one of the development channels.
Alright. Andy finds no princess, but finds a Triforce instead.
But my Triforce is in another castle.
I still can't find an item.
So Andy did finish. First of all, GG, and Christus, it's up to you as to how much longer you want to go on this, or if you all wanted to do the bonus seed. I have been giving the nod by the restreamer that is a thing that can be done if you would all prefer to start another race.
Yeah, let's do the bonus. Give me 2 minutes. I just want to finish the current future. Okay, I just found Fire Up.
Yeah, that was my big side.
It's up to you if you want to finish.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It would take me like just a couple minutes to do Skullwoods and then beat the game. So I'd rather do the.
Did you have the lamp, Chris?
Yeah, I found the lamp.
Where was that?
Oh, okay. Christus, finish the seed. Yeah,
Okay.
It's not that long. All right. I just want to make sure we had time for both, which we do. So go for it.
Where was the lamp?
It was on Hobo. I had that like 8 minutes in or whatever.
Oh God, yeah.
So
I've already beat Desert Palace.
Yeah.
I was just looking for Mitts or Fire to beat Maya or Skull.
I double dipped Desert.
would you like to talk about the bonus seed that y'all are going to do after Christus finishes?
All right, so basically, with one of these new settings, as you saw, random crystal requirements for GT and Ganon, we're going to be doing a little bonus seed where both of the crystal requirements are 0. So essentially, we need a Master Sword and a Fire Source and Dark World access to beat the game.
Yeah, so it could be
quick.
super fast.
Yeah. I mean that can also just happen with the random requirements. It did not this time. 5 for Ganon is actually pretty high. It's the highest I've gotten in a random crystal setting. But yeah, so both GT entry and Ganon will be 0, which means like Ganon's tower could have basically anything you could imagine inside of it.
That's not accurate. It can't have the meds, gamer.
Okay, it can't have the mitts, but it can have basically everything else. All right, except the Moon Pearl. All right, it can't have the Moon Pearl either.
Anything else?
Dude, that'd be really fun though. I mean, the hammer can be in
a lot
there.
of things which can't be in there. Yeah,
The hammer could be in there. Both fire sources could be in there. Both bows could be in there. The canyon could be in there. I guess like all the fire sources and the flute can't be in there. But
You notice in the credits, the game credits, what items had. Sometimes the items the character had will affect their name in the credits.
yep.
And also, once Christos is done, we're just going to do a quick 2-minute break to set up everything in between this, give the runners time if they want to stand up, get water. You know, everybody stay hydrated. That's really important. And then after that 2-minute break, we will dive right into the bonus rando. And I believe, is that your final crystal that you need, Christos?
Yeah, that's it. I've just got to go be Ganon now.
All right, cool.
The broken heart sleeps again.
Wow, spoilers, dude.
Forever.
How do I get there?
So, also real quick, again, I do want to remind everybody that yes, this is episode 1 of Random Number Generation. Thank you everyone for your support. And remember that GDQ Hotfix is brought to you by viewers like you, by the people. Subs from this GDQ channel benefit all of the protection for GDQ Hotfix. And remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you can use that to sub to the channel as well. And again, every sub is very much appreciated and helps to run the Hotfix. Thank you again, everybody.
I think 5 crystals has been quite a. I think 5 and 6 is quite a fun number to race. Potentially 4. 4 could be like real quick, but I think having 2 players do a different set of dungeons and finish with different items is just a really cool like way to have a race.
Yeah, the middle numbers definitely have that option where it's, you said logic may force you to do something a certain way, but the option is still open that you might have to just simply do one.
Oh, I forgot you fight Ganon.
Pardon me, I've had to mute my mic every once in a while. I'm getting off noises from the other room. So, Seawolf, have you ever had to fight Ganon in this game without these silver arrows?
No, I never got that far in the whole thing. I was doing the common randomizers, and unfortunately, yeah, I've never got to the end of I've killed Mother Brain. I've never got to the end of the Zelda suit. Most of them time constraints, but basically, once you are lacking the silvers, you need to strike Ganon basically during a teleport, and you're gonna have, I think, at least temper to do the job, or you have to be able to do a full spin slash to do damage with the Master Sword. Basically, a longer fight. The torch glitch is almost required to maintain light as fast as you can and best you can. Otherwise, you need like quarter magic or a whole lot of potions.
But still, about a 107 for Andy and then a 113 for Christos. It's still a pretty close race. So, to give you an idea of how close it was, Andy's still currently going through the credits right now. So, well done to both runners here. GG.
Yeah, that was good fun. I think, like, with the whole RNG theme, I think not doing 7 crystals for GT and Ganon is like a fitting thing. So having it randomized just makes it all that more like fun and interesting. So that definitely could have been a much wider time difference between us. So like 6-7 minutes was it? That's really not too bad.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it was a slightly different route as well, with me having Lamp early and beating Desert earlier. I guess
Book was
looking for one over a couple
right?
of items.
You high five with the
No, Book
the
was
bomb
in
hut?
Village of Outcasts
Oh yeah.
in Sea House.
Yep.
Yeah, you high five at the bomb hut at the very beginning of the game. Again in the Village of Thieves, Outcasts. I think you high fived again in Eastern Palace, and then after that you were kind of just either one palace ahead or behind of each other.
Okay, and with that, I think we're going to take a quick ad break here. We will be back in about 2 minutes, and we will be doing Fast Ganon, Open Tower, no crystals. This is going to be a pretty awesome rando. We will be right back, folks. All right, everybody, welcome back to our final race of the night. This is a bonus race for Fast Ganon Open Tower. We have not seen this, too much of this right now, so I'm really excited for this. Now, so we don't have a false start, I'm going to count y'all down. Are you both?
I didn't start this time.
Where's your dot readies? I'm not starting this without your readies, all right? Not ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck. Have fun. I can't wait to see this. This is going to be great.
Hey, Chris, don't get the heartbeats in the
It's
first
10 seconds before.
All right, my light world is not bright yellow this time. It's a nice rose pink.
Oh, you got palette shuffle on this one too.
That looks
Yes.
like neon pink highlighter, Andy.
It's close enough. All right, the hedges are rose pink. How about that? So yeah, basically, this is open Ganon's tower. So all we need is the ability to actually kill Ganon and get to Ganon to be able to finish the seed. There's a chance it could go very quick. It's pretty unlikely that it'll take too long. I'm sure there's some sort of item fill scenarios that could have this take a decent chunk of time, but
There's a chance you'll both get a fourth heart.
yeah. So the thing with these settings, it's very likely that Chris and I are gonna go into Ganon with 3, 4, 5 hearts, Master Sword, no silver arrows, maybe not even a lamp, just the fire rod, which makes magic pretty tricky. There's a lot of room for execution error in these settings.
As I mentioned in the last race, based on my knowledge of Dragon Warrior of Dark World, is like, oh, there you are. Oh, I took 5 points of damage. So basically, end game, mid game enemies are really frightening when you have nothing in terms of defense.
Chris, don't go into Lost Woods. There's nothing there.
You should just not go to Kakariko, to be honest, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here,
It's
let me
not
look. Chris, talk to your NPC. I'll talk to mine.
Okay, deal.
Have you seen Andy? He was out looking for a prized ether medallion. I wonder when he'll be back. Sad times.
All right, so what do you like and dislike the most about this flag set? Because again, this is something that probably a lot of us haven't seen up till this point.
I like that it's usually
I've
pretty
never
fast. I've only done it once.
The speed of it is definitely.
Yeah, the speed of it's really nice. It also, pretty much forcing one-hit KO towards the end with low health, low item requirements to beat the game is always fun. As someone who's been speedrunning this game for a long time, randomizer can definitely get a little easier than normal, just because you have tempered sword, a ton of hearts, maybe red mail. A lot of stuff is not the most difficult to get through when you have overstacked items. Yeah, the speed is just one of the big things. Like Link to the Past randomizer, it's not a long randomizer, but taking anywhere from like an hour and 15 minutes to 2 hours. Having something that's pretty short is nice to have as well. That still actually kills Ganon. Like, Triforce Sun is fun and it's short, but like once you get all the Triforce pieces, you're done and that's it.
Okay. This is Christus's hut. He's out searching for a bow. A shame I didn't go inside that hut.
I think that was also like in a showcase race on speed gaming.
Yeah, it was.
Alright, Shabby, we had this big raid. So again, we were mentioning this is a open Ganon. So Ganon is able to be fought anytime. You need to have access to Ganon and be able to kill Ganon. The tower is open as well. So basically, you just need to find a weapon, a way to get there, a way to light up those torches, and you're good to go.
I'm excited for Chris to be completely unimpressed with my Lost Woods find.
I'll be there soon. I love that I'm 3 items from go mode.
Yeah, same. It's not even like the same 3 items. Like some of them can be shuffled around a little bit.
I'm 2 items away. Come on.
Oh, okay. I am also 2 items away here.
We the townsfolk been praying for Ganon for many, many years.
So this is like the equivalent of Holy Grail in Z1R, where we just need to find what we need to kill Ganon.
Yeah.
Pretty much be able to get to Ganon while still having a human form, or Hylian form, damage Ganon, and finish the job.
Yeah, I technically, you could finish this without the Moon Pearl.
No, you never light the torch, would you?
You'd have to beat Aghanim too.
Oh, okay.
Like you could get to GT as a bunny. I think it opens as a bunny if you have. I honestly don't know if that would work actually. But theoretically, you could walk to GT as a bunny, have it open with 0 crystals. Actually, no, the staircase is already there. We found that out in one of our dumb races, I think.
I should have skipped Lost Woods.
I was super pumped about those 10 bombs. And then if you die in Ganon's Tower as a bunny, you would spawn as Link, and then killing Aghanim 2 would drop you on the pyramid as Link as well. So, but I don't know if that would actually work. You'd have to do it. And I can't really do that anymore because I already have the Moon Pearl.
Looks like you gotta restart your game there, sir.
Yeah, sorry.
That'll be the bold play. I'll spot you 5 minutes. Hold on.
Spot me 5 minutes to add like 3 items to my required item list. Technically, I'm only 1 item from go mode. I suppose. And you are too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Imagine killing Aghanim and just dropping straight into Ganon.
Dude, if I find a fire source, I'm doing it.
Oh yeah, same.
I guess it would work, huh? Yeah, you just go to this castle, you spawn on top of the Great Pyramid. Oh, by the way, no floor.
would you risk the 4-minute trek compared to like that'd be interesting compared to like me finding the
Carry on
hammer or
looking
the
for
myths.
items. Yeah, that would be.
It'd be a really. Or like
Also,
if
we find fire rod,
fire rod,
just do Agaton Tower and Lampless.
are you confident in your lampless Aga Tower?
Yeah, if I Google a map, then sure. I think so. Like, I think I vaguely remember where the torches are.
All right, so you're saying we want to find a fire rod.
This is why I have these things bookmarked. Oh my god, no. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that poor crab.
I'm not used to like not knowing how to do stuff in my randomizer games. So our Ocarina of Time like rando group chat on Discord is just filled with bookmarked YouTube links for how to do stuff.
Yep. Wait, I'm stuck. Exclamation mark lens list. Here's a YouTube video.
Just casually swimming in some purple water, no big deal. No health concerns.
It'll be fine.
Probably less health concerns than Christos's Red Bullish drink he had earlier.
I mean, if you're already doing the flipper's trick, health concern is not a thing.
Yo, Sankart!
Just give me the items I need.
Said every rando player ever.
Yeah.
Also, a little known fact in this game, swimming is a little tricky. You have a lot of floatiness to you, you move around a lot, and doing the flippers trick, you know how the flippers get and you get hit, you basically die immediately. The game normally soft lock you, or hard lock I should say, but the randomizer graciously kills you instead.
Oh, that's freaking clutch. Oh! Alright, well.
Oh, the shot. What a hero off screen.
Yeah.
As mentioned, yes.
Never been
Yes.
360 no scope before in my life.
As mentioned, when you're doing fake swimming, the game does not like you taking damage because it changes your unfools the game to thinking, oh, you're not on land. Okay, so we're going to kill you now.
So chat reminds me that you're making funny sounds, Andy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's universal. That's even my Twitter profile. It's talk fast, play hard, and they find noise and things go awry. That's just the way things work.
Just give me the things that I need. The funny part is about this, like, generally, like the last seed, I ended up going to escape because I was like, man, I got Moon Pearl on Death Mountain and I don't even have the lamp yet. So like something super early has to be good, and that's when I found the boots and escape. Which didn't actually. I guess that did logically give me my Moon Pearl because the boot, but. Oh my god. But I don't remember what I was going to say anymore. Oh yeah, but so with a seed this short, like with how few items we actually need, following the logic isn't necessarily a good thing, since a sequence break can just as easily get you the one item you need. So it's interesting to see, how two people play a seed like this.
What? Oh my god.
So we're seeing items being dropped and given. I'd say it's.
Oh my god. uh, oh man.
Wide bop. The logic here would make it probably not required. I guess if it's really cruel, you could possibly require multiple dungeons to finish off a sea like this. If the game really wanted to troll you that bad.
Yeah.
It's gotta be super unlikely, but it.
Yes.
Wait.
Like with Fire Source being the last thing, there are obviously some dungeons that just could have it, but they couldn't have a Fire Source past a certain point.
Yeah,
Most likely, at least the lamp, anyways. So there's that logical barrier to get behind, but given any other item, anything goes pretty much.
Yep, chat. The open, or say fast Ganon, is the Great Pyramid's already cracked open. Ganon's waiting for you. And yeah, just gotta find a way to go down there and fight him.
Hey Chris, I have a question for you.
Go.
Do you know how to do that bomb fake flippers
Nope.
thing? Oh no!
I knew that.
All right, this might be bad for Chris. I might live teach him a bomb jump.
You're talking about the can jump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done it before. I just don't remember how to do it because I've played this game forever.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah. Don't worry. That's
if it comes to that point, and you've already found your fire source, I'm gonna find my fire source, do it, and then I'll tell you how to do it.
That's the team player that we like to see right there. I'm gonna win and then help. Can you believe this guy's my teammate on my module team?
All right, here's actually a viable question I've asked a few of the people, and they're going to answer for it.
Oh my god! Go on.
You
Sorry.
found that too, huh? Those flying turtle shells that throw bombs at you. Have you ever actually killed one?
Yes, they actually die to the hook shot. It's real nice. And they don't fly away with the hook shot going at them like they do
There
with
you
the
have
sword.
It took me about 10 years to find an answer. To figure it out.
They also die to one bomb as well. But yeah, those are probably my least favorite enemies in the entire game. What the heck, man? This seed is ridiculous.
I mean, it gives you everything.
Oh God, I don't know what I want to do.
Everything. Do it all.
No. Yeah, so assuming Chris and I are, in similar item loadout, looking for one more item, we could be taking very, very different routes at this point. Just looking for the one thing we need to beat Ganon.
I think I mentioned the previous thoughts about Sphere Zero, which is basically all things in play, which is the bomb drops. You have a little more access now with items you have, so it actually kind of widens the pool a bit.
I can't believe that I have a butter sword.
Oh no! I'm bad. Okay.
Alrighty, other options available.
I don't know how you all travel in these rooms where it's completely dark. I would have no clue where I'm going.
Oh, that's so clutch.
Surprise. Neither do we. That's my Fabami joke. And they're like, I can't watch. I'm like, me neither. Then they get really nervous.
Do you all have these rooms memorized? I assume you can do them without any kind of light of any kind?
For the most part, yeah.
I don't think I'll be able to have done that without fire rod. I don't think.
Oh.
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
I mean,
interesting.
oh, no.
Maybe Chris is doing Agate Tower.
Eastern
The only-
Times. Helmet basement. Title Rock.
That was just interesting. I'm very. See, it could be anywhere. Skipped a bunch of stuff.
I mirror wrapped into Title Rock.
Okay. Cheaty glitching. Quote me when Christos cheat.
You know, I think you're in trouble by the chat. Someone just used your full name, Christos.
I don't think I need more than one guess to guess who that is.
I think Andy's scowl goes across multiple time zones. A sidelong glare.
Wow, what a bad cold stare.
Your lies aren't tricking me, Mr. Owen.
I can't tell if you're in trouble or not, Christos. There are now several people doing that. Now you're Mr. Owen as well.
I think they haven't heard middle name yet. We have Christos and Owen. Well, his middle name is used. You are safe from most long-term punishments. If you hear your middle name, you are probably a dead man. This is how this is in America. I don't know how it is in England. You get the full name, you're probably in trouble.
Oh, there you go. DevTools is the middle name. See now, not only are we talking about past lore, but now we're developing lore through these episodes. This is fantastic.
You can quoting the Colonel there.
All right, so Chelsea tells me King Numpty Abacus III is your full name. That's great.
It's a fitting name.
Yeah, Chris was late for one of our multi-worlds because he was teaching his sister math. He went to go make some tea and then came back 25 minutes later. Oh, my bad.
Sorry, guys. Lost track of time.
It's a better excuse. When I started speedrunning and doing Mario World races, one of my friends was like, sorry, I was late for 20 minutes to this race because I was enjoying the soup and I could not pull myself away from it. That's the worst excuse I've ever heard. Ever.
What kind of soup was it?
Oh, I can't even remember. This was like 4.5 years ago at this point.
What kind of soup it was very important to whether that claim can be legitimate or not.
Yeah, see, I don't think he ever told us, so I don't know how legitimate that claim actually was.
Just a ramen noodles thing.
How's Agate Tower going, Chris?
Yeah, it went well. No, I missed.
Well, that'll tell you where he is now.
Sorry.
I mean, I knew when you were talking about dark rooms and he couldn't have done it without the fire rod, I knew he was nagging his tower.
Yeah, my bad.
All those misses of those, homing shots that Gavin throws at you. Yes.
Oh man, I might have a chance. Unless you just finished.
I just finished.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
I bailed on Hype Cave. I decided not to go south.
Damn.
Can you
son.
still
Yeah.
finish
Where did you
within
go
about
instead?
10 minutes?
Oh yeah, I'll be done.
Oh,
in like
yeah, easy.
30
All right,
minutes.
go for it. Go for it, Andy.
Yeah, well, we'll do this cute little bomb jump. I can even teach Chris how to do it while I guess he's not watching, but it's easy enough to explain.
It's okay. I'll get my notepad out, start writing notes.
Did you find your butter sword as well?
Yeah, I found butter sword, bow. I even
Yep.
had a bottle with a green potion.
Yeah. Did you get half magic?
No, what was that?
Half magic was in Waterfall Fairy.
I see. I skipped the fake flipper sequence this time.
I did it because I thought you were gonna do it.
The mind games, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder where the lamp was. You don't have lamp, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, so lining up 1 pixel from that bottom edge, and then jumping off, or putting a bomb on my head and jumping off right before the bomb is about to blink. The bomb will boost me into the transition. If I hold down, I'll transition and be able to fake flippers to East Dark. It's actually a really, really good fake flippers to learn. So you don't have to do things like lampless Aghanim's Tower.
Yeah, see, if I remembered how you do that trick, I wouldn't have had to have climbed a tower at all. Oh, have a look on the pyramid, Andy. I didn't do that, actually. See what items there.
Well, it can't be the lamp.
I
guess it
could be.
Depending upon where the hammer was, it could have been the lamp.
Yeah, or flippers would also put it in.
Yeah. It was an arrow.
Nice. I'll be honest, that I had a lot more items than I expected to have.
Same.
Although I had 5 hearts. How many hearts do you have?
6.
Okay. See, if we didn't find sword upgrades, we wouldn't have been able to have finished yet. We wouldn't have had enough magic to beat Ganon.
I would have. I have half magic and a green potion.
Yeah, you would have. I wouldn't have.
You would have, for sure. You can get 24. You can get 24 spins if you have a perfect fight with 1 magic meter.
Okay, yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but you had a green potion. You would have been fine.
Oh yeah, ignore me.
There's a chance you might have forgotten you had a green potion and just like, spent a while looking for
Better go
a
and
sword.
scour the overworld. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that bonus seed was as quick as it was for both of us, like 20,
Yeah.
25.
So here, if you light the left torch before the right torch goes out, as you can see, the right torch never goes out, which makes the Ganon fight without silver arrows much easier.
I went in the grand total of 1 dungeon. Wait,
I only went in 1, I think. I didn't go into Eastern.
Town? Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah. Just Thieves Town for me.
That's Thieves Town and Agus Tower.
Oh. Alright.
The broken heart
sleeps
again. Forever.
Wow, spoilers.
Maybe there in 5 minutes.
GG.
GG. There's a lot of fun,
GG.
these 2 races.
What a seed! And now we're gonna have to cut. You did this on purpose. Now we have to have the tiebreaker at some point.
Oh no, you have to have us back.
It's gonna be 3 crystals.
Scripted.
Big crystal seed.
Continued. But seriously, I would like. There's a lot of thanks in order here. So first of all, to Andy and Christos, thank you so much for delighting us not only with 1 but 2 races. And again, everybody, please follow Andy and Christos. They are both wonderful people. You will not regret it. 2 both amazing communities. Please give them both a follow. Next, we have the Seawolf 1 here on commentary for the entire night. Thank you very much, Seawolf, for being here. We appreciate you. You are definitely one of my partners in crime, and I'm happy to have you here over the mic.
Thank you very much for having me. Again, my thoughts go out to Z. Hope his night's going well. He was supposed to be here and take care of both this. And I actually had knowledge more than just my making small jokes.
Hey, but you know what? That's half the fun. Next off, I want to thank everyone for being here in chat. Everyone who subbed and everything. You all were absolutely wonderful. Thank you for even just being here. If you lurked, we very much appreciate you. And again, if you'd like to support the channel in the future, GDQ Hotfix is brought to you by viewers like you. Subs from this GDQ channel benefit all of the production for GDQ Hotfix. So if you have an Amazon Prime as well, that can be used to support this. If you want to find out more, we are currently in Disability Awareness Month, ! Disability Month for more details. Now until the end of the month, submissions are still open. So if you qualify for that, please feel free to put in an application. The games list for AGDQ will be out October 6th. Be excited. Let's see who gets into AGDQ 2020 this year. The first wave of AGDQ registration will be on October 7th. So for those of you who would like to come to AGDQ, please be sure to be ready on that day. Go to GameStandQuick.com for more information. Also, come back tomorrow. We have Ace Combat 6 at 7 p.m. EDT. And as a reminder, again, this was our pilot episode of Random Number Generation. I hope everyone here has had a fantastic time. I have very much been enjoying interacting with y'all. And again, this is every other Tuesday. So if you take a look at when before we have any of our GDQ events, you will see a calendar. If you see Random Number Generation again, it will be on every other Tuesday. We'll be more than happy to have y'all back here again. And with that, we are going to find a suitable host target. I'm actually picking F. Coughlin as our host / raid target. Fred Coughlin is the developer of Zelda 1 Randomizer, very early randomizer developer, also developed Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. So a very prominent figure in the randomizer community and a very appropriate raid target. So when we raid Fred, please give Fred some love. Just a fantastic person, first, middle, and last. And I will see you back here in 2 weeks. I am Skybilz. I'm the host of Random Number Generation. If you have any feedback for me, please let me know on Twitter as well. And don't forget to follow the GDQ Twitter for all the happenings there as well. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful night.